Welcome everyone to the very first stream of 2022. Damn, oh damn, oh damn, oh damn. What is up everyone? Featherger, how's it going? How's it going everybody? Welcome back to a brand new stream. Boy, has it been a long time. Today is January 10th. I think the last stream was December 20 something, so it's been like a good 2 weeks without a stream. It's been like a couple of days since content, basically. 10 days ago, we posted the new war playthrough on the gaming channel, and holy fuck, people are liking that. So yeah, it's been a while. I hope you guys are doing good. Happy New Year. I hope it's not too late to say that, but yeah, I hope you guys are having have had great holidays, are looking forward to a brand new year, which hopefully will have some really cool things. And yeah, let's talk about that today. That's kind of like my plan. I wanted to stream again, and I wanted to talk a little bit, like reminisce a little bit about what we did last year, what last year has been like for me, but also I want to hear from you, like what has last year been like for you, or you're looking back on like what are good things, what are bad things, all that sort of stuff. Also, this music is really fucking loud, eh? That's better. So yeah, and then looking forward to 2022. One of those things is, for instance, this music is gonna change. Not yet, but soon, very soon. I'm already working on like a brand new playlist and more stuff. So yeah, Fame, how's it going? Fedger says, do you want to breathe? Do we? Do we? I mean, technically, I think we all do. Call us now. We'll send you some real lungs, totally not from a dead coworker. Holy shit. Holy shit, Afim says, I could use some extra lungs. I have a few attempts at things. Free notes are players to the scene. The first acts it and the rest are watching. Symphonic conversation, that is what this world is. A vast emptiness meticulously filled with the slightest details. A blood flower swaying upwards to a windless conversation. Walkways to rest one's feet. Perfectly broken apart. A world of such grandeur illusion. One that was itself a hypostasis. And much so, music. Damn, I at the same time feel like I've read something that I understood it, and at the same time feel like I didn't understand a thing. As always, I'm brewing the theme comment. I love it, I love it, I love it. Actually, like, speaking of music, like, I'm just gonna tag on to like the last word of that music, because like, you know, that's basically what you do, right? First segue of the year incoming, boom, that's what you do whenever you're in conversation, right? Like, if someone lists you a whole bunch of things, and the first thing you're gonna address is like the last thing they said, which is like the weirdest things. Like, if I bring up to you like, hey, how's it going? How've the holidays been, man? I hope you enjoyed like Christmas, and like you can do something in between those days, you know, between New Year's and Christmas, and then like what do you do for New Year's? Also, what kind of dinner did you have last night? You're gonna say like, well, last night I had like this for dinner or something. It's like, hold on, didn't I ask you first about Christmas, right? But no, that's not the way we work. It's like we just listen, and then like the last thing that like kind of like lingers around is like, okay, boom, we're just gonna like jump on that. So basically, like, never layer questions on top of something, because it's like, it's actually ridiculous. Like, I have never ever had a conversation, as far as I can remember, where like if I layered questions on top of like someone, they would like list all those questions and like answer them like in order. Always was like just the last question that they answered, and the rest they just ignored. So anyway, that was the first tangent. Now let's get back to music, because honestly, over the holidays, like someone asked me like, hey, do you play like a certain instrument? I'm like, no, I don't play any music at all. I'd love to, I just haven't had any of that growing up. But I do think it's very magical. Speaking of which, this playlist that you hear right now, that you're probably tired of hearing since we've played this the entirety of like 2021, is going to change in 2022. I have I've actually like acquired a like music license to like play professional music, music like this, for instance. Hold on. I wanna share this. This is gonna be so exciting, because like I can actually go and play this now, and I've just got nothing to worry about. This is so cool. So yeah. You'll notice one? You'll notice one? This is so cool. But yeah. It is very much 2018, but at the same time, it's also a timeless classic. Oh. Dude, I remember, like, 2018 time, this is the absolute fucking shit. The memes is made! The fucking memes is made! Anyway, let's not, like, I'm not gonna play that the entirety through. But we will be alright playing that going forward, because I got a Monster Cat license, so I'm going for the library right now, and I'm gonna try and figure out, like, what are some cool songs. I have heard already some pretty damn good ones, so, like, I'm really, really looking forward to, like, updating the music playlist, and yeah. Espinos, how's it going, dude? Hey, my buddy, dude, how are you doing? Happy New Year, man. I hope your holidays were good. So yeah, I hope all is well. All is very, very fine indeed. Honestly, I have to say that I really fucking needed the break. I am so glad that like we had this 2-week like holiday, and it did me a lot of good. I'm pretty damn stoked for like the new year, and yeah, there's a lot of really good stuff to come. Let's see, let's actually like take a look first back at like 2021. I think that's something which I want to do first. Let's first look back like like last year. I didn't really do a 2021 in review, which like last year I did do like a special Christmas stream where like I had all sorts of clips prepared, had everything like set up and ready to go. Don't have that now. Didn't have that last year, didn't have the time for it, but we'll kind of like impromptu just like go over like some of the streams last year and like look at like, hey, what was last year like? What were some good things? What were some bad things? What are things that we're going to be improving on this year going forward? And then talk about this year going forward. And there's also some stuff going on Twitch, which could actually threaten the platform quite a bit. Kind of want to talk about that too. But yeah, in the meantime as well, if you guys want to join, if you guys want to ever like join in on the stream, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this, but I have now a new feature where like I actually have good audio going to Discord. So we could do at a certain point in time, like talking streams where like actually like someone can like jump on stream, like we can have like a conversation. I have no idea for like how to format that yet, but like it would be kind of cool. Like the thing that I have in mind is like I would love to like discuss one topic and like have someone to like spar with, but like only like one-on-one sort of thing, and then like do that on stream so that chat can like jump in as well. Because like I've done talking streams to, like a whole bunch of people, and like they just mess up all the time because like either it's like 5-on-1 or like everyone talks over each other. That doesn't work. But at the same time, like it really works well to like have a discussion basically, like if you're one-on-one and like you're speaking with each other, because then like you kind of have better interaction between each other than me just reading off chat, like keeping up my own pace. I want to trade up. I have no idea how to do that yet, but like that's going to be coming up over the year as well. But yeah, anyone around me seems sick, but I just got me a Series X. Holy shit. So it's looking like it's getting better and better. Espionage. Are you I almost don't dare to ask, but are you a scalper? Because literally, like, you already have a PS5, you have a Series X. Those things don't exist here. Only, like, the mythical, like, scalpers have their hands on it. No one here has it, like, seriously. Like, here in Europe, like, no one can get them. Like, they are still, like, unobtainium. But that's so cool, dude. Like, how is it? How is it? Like, I would love to get my hands on them at one point in time. I got free years of Game Pass for only $100. So plus there, dude. Game Pass is pretty lit. I don't know. Like, let me jump on that in a second. First, say Tragon, Happy New Year, dude. How's it going? Happy New Year, dog, in chat, dude. How are you doing, man? I'm glad to see you here. Let's see. Afim says, so I can play my antagonistic role of an okayish ally, asking a question in Japanese, forming a form of formless mess. Oh yeah, by the way, if you guys want to like post questions in like the Discord, basically tomorrow I'll be recording a like 2021 year review video on like the gaming channel, and like most of the time I guess I am saying Rahab, thank you so much for that Prime subscription. Damn, dude, 5 months. Holy fucking shit. Happy New Year, dude. But yeah, like, I'm doing that tomorrow, so, like, if you guys have any questions for him in there. But yeah, his uncle works at Sony. Why would Sony have Xbox Series X? Why would they? But, dude, that is so cool, man. Actually, like, I think there was this thing where Xbox actually organized an event. And, actually, hold on. Rab, because you did that, we gotta celebrate legally. Because I can. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Dude, I am so glad. So yeah, like I got a Monster Cat license. I can play this now. I can play Crab Rave as long as like unlimited. Like I can play Crab Rave as long as I'm on. I have no problems with that. Oh man, I wanted the sub to drop with the song beat earlier, but my Twitch cucked me. Oh no. I bought a use on Facebook Marketplace. Only 500. Dude, what the fuck? That's such a steal, dude. With an extra controller as well. It was only 1 month old. The guy wanted at a company Christmas party, and he used it for 1 month of Game Pass. Now I realized he's not enough into video games anymore. Dude. Like, actually, that is pretty much... Okay. Story time. That is pretty much the same story the way that I got my Xbox One S. So, like... At a certain point in time, I was playing a certain free-to-play game, which we're going to be playing a lot more this year, actually. But I was playing, like, this free-to-play game, and it wasn't cross-play. So I was like, what do I want to do? I could buy, like, a bunch of games. Or I could buy other consoles and play this one single game on all platforms. So I wanted to play Warframe on different platforms. So I already got my hands on... No, I did not have my hands on a PS4 yet. But I wanted to have an Xbox, because, like, Tribal's an Xbox, Jim was an Xbox, a whole bunch of cool people were an Xbox. Omega Weapon! Oh my god! We gotta play this again, First stream of the year? First sub of the year? Dude, hold on, actually, Rahab was first, so second sub of the year, but still cool. Dude, I'll never get tired of playing that fucking song. You guys will probably hate it. But yeah. Going back to, like... what a fucking, like, switch that is. Also, wait, didn't I turn off the hype trains? Did Twitch turn that on again? Holy fucking shit. Okay, so... That will go. It's my first sub of the year, see? So first sub of the year. So first, we can celebrate. Woo! Now watch the license not haven't taken effect yet, and I'm getting absolutely striked here. Damn, I got 2 hours of sleep today. I will hate it, bro. I literally have a loadout on Warframe called crap mode. I know, but maybe I'll play it so much you'll actually start to hate it. But yeah, Nino, thanks so much for that host, dude. How's it going, man? Happy New Year, dude. But yeah, what do I want to say? Oh yeah, so at a certain point in time, I wanted to get an Xbox to play with the really cool people in Xbox land. So I went to, like, a marketplace sort of thing that we have here in Holland. Pretty much the same thing, but, like, sort of eBay sort of thing. And I found one secondhand for, like, pretty much a steal. It was, like, I think, like, it was 150 bucks. For, like, at the time, that thing was, like, 200 or 300 bucks. So I was like, hell yeah, this is pretty close by. Let me go and get it. So I went to the guy's place. I, like, actually, like, you know, I went to get it. Then he wasn't there. He didn't open up. So I was like, okay, well, fuck, that's a bust. Who cares, right? Was such a cool deal, but, oh man, you know, whatever. Then he called me back, and he was like, hey, I can deliver it to you. I was like, sure. He came to me, and he actually, like, had me, like, it was a sealed fucking box. It was sealed in the box, brand new, and he was like, here, like, yeah, for, like, 150 bucks, even though the whole thing sold for 300 or 350 at the time. I was like, dude, you for real? It's like, yeah. So the story was that he'd been gambling, and, like, he won it big, and then, like, after, like, a night he won it big, he bought an Xbox. Then the next day, he went back, and he lost big time. And he was like, fuck, I need to sell this Xbox now to, like, make back some money, because I'm not really a gamer after all. I was like, you sure you want to sell it for this price? He's like, yeah, sure. It's like, okay, cool. So that's why I got a brand new Xbox for, like, 150 bucks, even though it was, like, super, like, that was such a giant discount. It's insane, like, how little, actually, people will sell it for, like, secondhand. But yeah, odd question, but it looks like you've been working out your chest a lot. Your hoodie is fitting snug in a good way right now. Just saying, homie, I can appreciate a nice manly chest. It is a pretty snug hoodie, but yeah, like, I am honestly, like, I work out pretty much 2 hours a day, so, like, a lot of times, like, I'll wear, like, a lot of my hoodies that I have are, like, not very snug. They're kind of, like, loose because I wear clothes a lot, sort of thing. It's like, how does that make sense? If you go back into my stream archive, if you go back to, like, my really old videos, most of the clothes that I wear today, I still wore then. This is actually quite new. But yeah, like, I don't really buy many clothes new because, like, I used to buy clothes when they wouldn't fit me anymore because I grew bigger. Now I don't grow anymore because I'm not a child. So then now I don't know when to buy new clothes anymore, or when to get new clothes anymore. Like, most of the time it would be like, oh man, someone's got, like, cool merch, but, like, I don't really buy merch anymore, so yeah. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. But yeah, like honestly, like I really love like doing workout stuff. I kind of wanted to like make videos about that at a certain point. Like I've tried to make workout. Actually, I have made some workout videos back in the past, but like they were so cheesy, dude. Like you cannot fucking make like good videos about that shit, even though I love it. But yeah, like, yeah, I don't know, man. It's rough. Because, like, a lot of times it's, like, workout videos, like, the things that makes them rough is that, first of all, like, they always have this implication of, like, oh, look at me, look at how strong I am, right? Even if you don't want to pull, even if you don't want to push the, show that off, it's always got that vibe to it. It's kind of like, if you make a kill montage, like, you're also implying, like, look at how fucking good I am, right? It's like, you can't make a kill montage and then be like, yeah, no, I'm just being a humble gamer. It's like, fuck that. If you're making a kill montage, you're kind of proclaiming, like, look at me, I'm an esports champion. And then secondly, it's like, it's really rough because you can't really advise people like, hey, you know, do this, because you don't know what kind of shape people are in. And if you're telling people like, go and work out, like go and do 10 push-ups, some people are like, that's easy, doesn't do anything for them. Some people, it's like the hardest thing in the world. So it's like, it's so hard to do anything with. But yeah, most people into fitness take them seriously enough. To be honest, like, if you're serious about sports, you don't take these things serious at all. Oh man, oh man, oh man. But yeah, let me catch up here. Also, our mega episode, did I already say Happy New Year? But anyway, Happy New Year, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope your holidays were good. Let's see. Another entity of great enthusiasm boosting. Cool people on Xbox. Hell yes. Hell yeah, Nino. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Buy XL clothes. Nassif is not doing too well. What? Holy shit. What's going on with Nassif, dude? What's going on with him? I hope he's good. But yeah, no wonder this is just chatting stream now. Michel wants to show off them titties with his tight clothes. The subs are gonna start dropping. Dude. He had a restless bad night. Oh damn, dude, damn. Like bad nights. Seems like you guys are like part of the club now, because like you also said you only had like 2 hours of sleep. Like shit. Bad nights are like some of the worst things in the world, because like even though I don't like sleep in general, because when I sleep I can't do shit, at the same time I also really like sleep because it's really nice if you had like a good night's sleep. Let's see, I've been sleeping like shit recently as well. So like I've actually like recently like watched quite a bit about sleep. not that I really have like a bad sleep cycle myself, but like I've been going on interesting content watching shit, and like a couple of things which like I've heard are pretty damn good for sleeping is like, first of all, like one thing that I find, Jen, what's up, dude? What I think is very important is like, if you're gonna go and sleep, like don't interact with technology basically, because of like, you know, like the sensation of light. Actually, I'll give this like in a little bit of a an anecdote. I didn't know how I want to structure this because it it's gonna come back later. So there's a call for it and a anecdote at the same time. It's complicated. It's the first stream of the year. I don't know what I'm doing, but anyway. So like, a lot of times like what you're gonna have is like if you see light, like if you turn the light, you're kind of like get wide awake, because if your body perceives like light, like you're just going to be awake because your body's like, oh my god, it's day, and you're going to be awake. That's why, you know, if you turn on the lights when you like wake up early on, like it can actually help you get out of bed. But one of the things which is like really good apparently is like if you go out for a stroll when it's like late at night or when it's like just getting dark, because then like if you're gonna go out for a walk while like it's getting dark, like your body's gonna sense that like it's getting dark outside and it's supposedly time for sleep. So like a couple of days ago, like I actually went for a walk outside, like somewhere at like 4 or 5 like in the afternoon, and it was like getting dark because it's like winter here. It's winter here. Like 4 or 5, it's gonna get dark, and like I never really noticed how weird that is, but it's fucking weird because like normally like it doesn't get dark until like 10 or 11 p.m. like during the summer, but here it's like 4 p.m. now. It's an insane shift. But yeah, anyway, so like I went outside like 4 or 5 p.m. It was kind of like getting dark, and like I just felt sleepy the entire fucking evening. Like from 5 p.m. onward, I just felt like I wanted to go to bed. And apparently like that is really, really good if you want to go and sleep. Like don't spend time in front of your screens, like don't spend time in front of like, you know, your like monitor, your phone, your whatever, your like TV. But instead, like go for a stroll and just like go and look around, like just the neighborhood or whatever, like wherever you live, wherever you want to go, just like go for a little walk to like let your body adapt to like, hey, you know, I'm outside now, it's getting dark, so it's probably time to sleep. That's something which could really help. Other things which could really help is like, I don't know about like what your situation is, like why you don't really feel like sleeping, or maybe you do feel like sleeping, but your body doesn't feel like sleeping. I think that's a better way of putting it. Why your body doesn't really want to sleep. I personally have to, like, if I can't really sleep, a lot of times it's pretty much due to like there are things that are just like playing around in like inside my head. But yeah, Kevin, what's up, dude? How's it going? How's it going, people? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Imagine playing, living a place safe enough to wander around after 9 p.m. Oh man. Let me catch up with chat a little bit here. Don't forget to claim your free Fallen Order copy. Where can you get your free Fallen Order copy? Hold on. I didn't know about this. Free Fallen Order. Damn. Also, like, I hope you guys got your like free epic games over like the evening, basically, because or the evening over the holidays, because honestly, it was so good. There were like so many good games that like epic games are out there. One of them was like the the Tomb Raider series. So yeah, that's pretty damn cool. Let's see. How do we ruin your scripting exercises? As long as we have to do the rituals, we should be fine. Let's see. Honestly, my sleep schedule is a bit messed up right now. Go and look for your neighbor's windows. Go point a laser and scream outside. Make sure to get fireworks too. What? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, so getting back to the sleep thing. So like a lot of times, like when I can't really sleep, a lot of times it comes from that there are certain things going on which I haven't wrapped up yet. So like while I want to sleep, my mind is still racing. And a lot of times, like when it comes to like sleeping, basically, like you kind of want to have like, you want to calm down. You want to calm down, get to like a state of like somewhat tranquility. That sounds like very like, high up there, spiritual and stuff, but you kind of want to get to a space of tranquility where like your mind comes at ease and then you fall asleep. Sleep kind of takes you. So if your mind is racing, it's really, really hard to fall asleep because your mind is still like going everywhere. You're like, I want to sleep. And like your mind's like, no, but like this and this and this and this and this. And that can be either like something happened during the day that you haven't really processed yet, or it can be something which has been going on for a longer period of time, or like emotional things that have been like keeping me busy, basically. And like I still need to like deal with, and like I'm laying there the moment that I lay down and like have a moment of like silence. Basically my mind's like, okay, so let's bring up this really awkward thing that happened like a year ago, or like, hey, actually that's a really bad example, or like, hey, there's like something that you still feel pretty shitty about. Let's go like bring that up again. Let's start being all sad and shit. It's like, now I can't sleep because I'm sad. So a thing which seems to be really good at dealing with that is to like find ways of like wrapping things up. So either like if you go out for a walk, or if you go out for like, if you go and like sit down and like kind of like don't engage in like light activities or things that like really engage with you all that much, just like go and wrap things up in the sense of like clean up your room a little bit, maybe like journaling or something. Journaling seems to be quite good as well, in the sense of just like letting your mind like include things that happen during the day and like calming it down a little bit more. So yeah, don't worry. Or you could just be an insomniac. My sleep issues are probably due to my heart being fucked. Damn. Isn't that a symptom of anxiety? I don't know. I'm not a clinical psychiatrist that could like diagnose shit like that. So but yeah, like that's something with sleep. Also, like one thing which might be important is that like it's far easier to like wake up at a certain time than it is to like sleep at a certain time. So like if you really want, like if your sleep schedule's fucked and you want to get your sleep schedule back, which like I really, really appreciate my sleep schedule to be like at a certain point in time, like be fixed. So like my rhythm is okay. Like if I fuck up my rhythm, like I get all sorts of fucked up. So like if you want to wake up at a certain time, you want to go to bed at a certain time, it's far easier to say like, I'm going to wake up now. And then you're just like, I need to sleep right now. Because if you're going to force yourself to sleep, like that shit sucks. You can't do that. However, you can like wake yourself up at a certain time and just tire yourself out that at a certain point in time you're so tired that you will actually fall asleep at the time that you want to fall asleep, and then you can like fall into that. Or you fall asleep because you're sad. I hope no one is. Nassif has sleep problems from his breathing problems. Damn, dude. Damn. Actually, let me see right here. This is a completely random tangent now, but this is something that I might go up and mention. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order free download. I have never seen such a shady fucking title, dude. It's like, it's all like, the Torin days all over again. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order PC game pre-installed in direct link. It was released then, dude. This right here just feels like it's like a shady link site. IGN, this seems a little bit more like acceptable. Deities free Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order 100% whatever here. So you can get Amazon Prime Gaming is offering the game for free for everyone who has an Amazon Prime account. Oh damn! Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is an outstanding game created by Respawn Entertainment. Dude, Respawn it's cool. It's free on Amazon Prime on Twitch. Damn. So go grab it. Go grab it if you have Amazon Prime. They're giving away free Twinks with Amazon Prime. Nice. Dude, they're giving so much shit with Amazon Prime. To be honest, like I actually don't know like what is Amazon Prime every month? Because like if Amazon Prime is like $8 or $10 a month, like you pretty much like it's a pretty good deal in terms of like looking at like all the subscription services that you have. But yeah, they do that for years, almost 10 months. They do that for years, almost 10 games a month. So like, you actually have a pretty good deal of that. Because like, I don't know how much is Amazon Prime a month? Amazon Prime price a month. $12.99. So. I'm not the biggest fan personally of subscription services because basically like what you have with subscription services is like bada bing bada boom. If you get 10, like it's like $100 a month, and then like you pay it every month, and like holy fuck, all of a sudden like you're paying a whole bunch of things, and like are you really using it? And you don't own anything of them. However, with Amazon Prime, basically like you have like the like Netflix knockoff sort of thing that has like the follow up of Top Gear. You have basically like if it's $12.99, you already have a $4.99 subscription to Twitch that's free into that, and then you also have like games that are attached to it. I don't have it myself, but like honestly, it's not too bad. But yeah, speaking of subscriptions, Espino said that he got his Xbox Series X and got the Game Pass on it. The Game Pass is pretty damn good. Even though like I don't support the entire idea behind it, it's just like the Epic Game Store. It's pretty damn good, and I don't support it, but it's pretty damn good. Because like the Game Pass is like there is so much shit on there which is really really good. Like I'm playing the Halo series off Game Pass. I've played the Mass Effect series off Game Pass. I've played Outer Worlds off Game Pass. I've played I've played so many games from like Xbox Game Pass. Halo Infinite's coming off Game Pass. It's like there are so many games on there for just like, you know, a pretty decent price. Like it's offering so much, and so many new games like Outriders are on Game Pass. There are so many games you can just like try out, which is so good for like if you look at the price that it costs you and like how much you're getting in return. It's insane. The thing is though that you don't own any of these games, and I think that like I've kind of looked at Game Pass, Gay Pass. Ooh, you should try making a contract with me, Rahab. The price usually isn't money. Mika would know. Actually, Mika would know. Like, you gotta ask Mika. Like, I know that Afim and Mika actually went into a contract together. I know Afim has been enticing me to be going to a contract, and I haven't accepted yet. But yeah. What do I want to say? So, like, yeah, like, it's a really, really good thing. But I don't support it really because it's like, pretty much you pay money for Game Pass and you're not gonna have, like, you're not gonna own any of these games. So the moment you don't pay anymore, you're not gonna be able to play these anymore. And like, I don't know what the deals with the Epic Games Store. Like, I don't know what would be the bad side of that, but it's Epic Games, so like, I don't trust it. But they're still giving me free games, so. Oh man, I'm so cheap! Oh, my morals are so easily broken if you just give me a free fucking game. Damn. But yeah, so I think that looking at consoles, I think that consoles are actually like the perfect place to like play all the like just to play a whole bunch of single player games on. I think right now like the ideal setup would be if you have single player games, play them on console. If you have multiplayer games, play them on PC. Because the thing that I find is like when it comes to single player games, it's like if you have them in physical copies, you can always play them on a console. Like no subscription service can take them away from you. You get no license or something can take that away from you. Just like like what you have on PC, like you buy most of your games through Steam or like maybe the Epic Game Store or maybe Good Old Games or maybe some other way, but a lot of times you just download them. You don't really insert discs in your PC anymore. So all these licenses, so far they haven't failed yet, but at a certain point in time, maybe Steam might pull it from the store. Maybe Epic Games might pull it from the store. You don't have that game anymore. You still have that with consoles. But what I find when it comes to like online games, with online games you'll never have that. So like I recently got my hands on Overwatch. The box is nowhere to be found anymore. But I actually have 2 Xbox games, Overwatch and Sea of Thieves, which I have as physical editions. But, like, basically, that means nothing because the moment these servers go down, like, I may still have the physical disc, but I can never play that game. So, but yeah. That's kind of like the console stuff. As soon as I mesh up your schedule, your mind should be fussy enough to... So are you saying you'd start an OnlyFans if I give you games? I might like the idea of that. I'll add lore to that then. Look up Rahab in Hebrew mythology. You'll find a lot of inspiration there. Actually, like, speaking of OnlyFans, like, starting OnlyFans is a joke. I know Mogamu, like, started on OnlyFans as a joke, but he never posted on there. I was like, well, maybe, like, that would be a cool April Fool's joke. And then, like, I remembered the time that, what it said? Linus Tech Tips actually, like, started an OnlyFans as a joke. And it just, like, made it as, like, a meme. And I never expected anything. Like, the first day, they made $16,000 from it. I'm like, what? As a joke, that's always how it starts. Dude, like, legit. Like, I remember on the Wen show where that, well, I just mentioned, like, yeah, like, we made this, like, whole OnlyFans, like, April Fool's joke, and then, like, we created an OnlyFans for real, but, like, we actually created a page, but we never really expected to do anything on it, and we expected to delete it the next day, and then, like, April 1st comes around, and, like, someone just walks up to him and says, like, yeah, our highest revenue stream today has been an OnlyFans with $16,000, it's like, okay, holy shit. So, yeah, maybe for, like, a 1 million sub special, I'll do, like, a OnlyFans as a meme or something. But yeah, actually, speaking of that, speaking of like 1 million subs and shit and stuff like that, let's actually go and talk about 2021, because I think that it's good to take a look back at like last year. I hope you guys have had a great year. I don't know if Twitch still does that like recap thing. Last year they did a recap thing where it's like it shows you like which streams you have watched the most and like all that sort of stuff. I don't know if they do that this year. Like most companies like go insane for that. But yeah, like I kind of want to go over like what it is. Workout videos on the OnlyFans. YouTube Rewind, where is it? It's dead, because YouTube is dead as a company that cares about its community. Unfortunately. But yeah, let me see here. Subscriptions. Let me go and check out this right here. See if I can find my channel. There we go, the streaming channel. Woo! Fuck YouTube Rewind. Yeah, YouTube is kind of dead as a platform. Like, I think that like, let me keep it this way. I think that like YouTube as a like platform, like a community platform, is pretty much dead. Like, it pretty much died. If you want to give it a date, the moment T-Series took over, because T-Series was a company that really didn't give a shit about YouTube, really didn't give a shit about the platform, and that was like the biggest thing. But yeah, like honestly, like the entire thing is pretty much, there is no community around YouTube anymore. There's no like thing that ties everyone together. The fact that like if you look at like yeah, it's sad, it's unfortunate, but it's still like the best platform to share your videos on. So yeah, it's still there. We just have like, you just have to make your own community on it. But anyway, so if we go over last year has been both actually, let me go and like open all of these up right here, so like we can take a look at like all the channels and basically like go around there, I guess. Chatterbait is the future. I'm calling it now. As soon as a platform appears that allows gaming and adult content, the others will sink. That's my prophecy. I think that too, like seriously, like if there's a good platform as an alternative, then like literally like these others will pretty much sink. I believe. But yeah. But yeah, so last year has pretty much been the like the year I've uploaded the most videos and the least videos. The most videos have been 151 on this channel right here, because they've all been streams. And honestly, dude, the streaming year has been fucking strong. Over the end of the year, it's been like a little bit rough. Especially like the December month was like very shallow on streams. That's especially because I was very busy and I wasn't really all that well. But now I'm like way better, and like it's gonna be better soon. But like honestly, like it's been insane. I kind of want to like go back to like the very first streams and like kind of just like go and look at like what did we do last year. Actually, I'm gonna keep it like this. Hopefully it's not too small. She can like probably zoom in a little bit. There we go. That should be better, so y'all can see it. Let's go over like what we did last year. What was the very first stream of this year? I think it was 1 year ago. I think it was about here. We started out with CFEs with Unique, which was actually like, I can't remember the last time I played Sea of Thieves. I guess it was there with Unique, but like that was a long time ago. We did the Japanese stream, but I'm sorry to say I have not been able to like follow through with that. I really wanted to learn that over like the course of the year. I really wanted to learn Japanese. It's still a language which I really appreciate. I think it's so cool, and like there have been so many amazing guides by like a theme in the Discord. Like really go check it out. Japanese General, or like I think it's Japanese General, where like a theme put like so many really useful things. But I just haven't had the time to really go through it. Because like time has been really short, and like I haven't been able to manage my time as well as I would have liked. That's also why the least videos I've been out with only like 34 on like the gaming channel and 8 on the main channel, which is like 42 or something in total, which is like 42 videos in the entire year is pretty shit. But yeah, the Among Us arc. The Among Us arc was actually like 2020 right here, and like the Among Us thing was so weird because like literally Among Us was like, Among Us kind of like lived and died with the channel, kind of like more so than Warframe. Among Us had a bigger impact on the channel than Warframe for years had. Like Warframe gave us like 2100 subscribers or something, but Among Us was so influential. It's insane. So like I remember like during the Among Us time right here, like the channel was going strong, boys. Like it was like, look at the really long streams. Like we had 3-hour streams. We had, was it like 3-4 hour streams were like the usual for every Friday. It was insane. And like we were actually growing with the channel, and then like the first stream of the year, like followers just went down, and like Among Us like was nowhere to be seen again. Like we have never ever done the Among Us night like in like 2021 ever again. Like no one really wanted to do Among Us anymore. Like I also understand that, because Among Us was like pretty much like we've done it. Like at a certain point you've done Among Us, you know what it's like. But seriously, it wasn't like, it's insane, because like it was like at that point in time the channel was climbing, and then like after the break, like literally from 2021 December, Among Us was like still the hot thing and the channel was growing. And then January 2021 it was like honestly I don't give a shit about like the follower counts on this anymore. I really don't care, as long as we're having fun like this. But it was so fun. Like Among Us at the channel just, I swear the Among Us days was still the time I was dying inside with college. Damn, dude. I feel you on that now. The new map looks like it'd be interesting, but beyond that, yeah, there's definitely a content cap. Well, the thing is that basically with Among Us, it's like you need to have a certain amount of people around, and you need to have people that are invested in it. And like what we found is like Xeno actually like during the holidays wanted to try and do an Among Us night, and literally the Among Us like experience was 45 minutes of gathering people, playing 2 matches, and then people had to go. So like that was Among Us. Because like it's really hard to get 10 people together to do Among Us with. And when it was like the really hot new game and everyone was like stuck in lockdown, you could find so many people to play Among Us with. But now it's really rough to like make a session of 10 people and actually have it be fun. And that's also like, remember when we were hacked and floating through the map? Yeah, I remember the hack games, dude. That was insane. But yeah, like that is really a big thing when it comes to Among Us. It's like it really required a lot of people, which was fun when it was like really strong. But like when it wasn't anymore, it was kind of like I've been thinking about maybe we should go back. Remember when Misha outed me as the imposter after our killing? Yes, I actually went back to the Framecast 66 episode, the Framecast of the year, where we did the Framecast Awards of 2020, and like the Golden Cock Award was for me for being like, oh my god, where does Serenus go? Where's Serenus going? Who's Serenus gonna kill? Oh, Serenus is right here. He's just turned off the electric. Misha, we can hear you. It was so good. It was so fucking good, man. I was so horrible forgetting to turn off my mic. But yeah. So yeah, let's go for the rest of the year. So basically we had the KFC dating sim, which is like a crazy type thing during a Just Chatting stream. Actually, I want to say about Just Chatting. Emo, how's it going? Hey, Mish, how my man, how's it going? I miss you, dude. How are you doing, man? I'm quite alright, and hopefully, well, not hopefully, pretty much, I should be here now. I should be here now every single day, except for the weekdays. I should be here on stream. Should be good. So yeah, finished before I could even get half-mast. Feels bad, man. So yeah, but yeah, speaking of like the KFC dating stream, like the just chatting streams this year have been popping fucking off, dude. Like, I don't know, whether you guys saw this on Twitter, but I posted this like a little while ago, twitter.com/Michel Postma, there. Well, with any game, I suppose it's better to organize beforehand. Among Us, Left 4 Dead, Dawn of War, Sea of Thieves, etc. and more, etc. and less. Something there, but not for not the best. Oh man. So this right here, I don't know if you guys had have seen that before. Let me see if I can open this in a new tab right here. Boom. So like this is actually something I tweeted a little while ago, which is like about like the things that I streamed, and this year has really just been super strong on just chatting. Like 2021 last year was like fucking just chatting year, and it's been insane. It's been absolutely insane. Like I absolutely fucking love like how just chatting has really grown to this thing that we love as like, you know, a community. Is like Warframe was like the first to 2016, 2017 is like Warframe, like a couple other things. Here's Warframe and like a couple other things, maybe a little bit of Destiny too. Then we have Warframe, and like, so I'm like, I only played that for like 22 hours, which honestly slowed a bit for me. But I'm right here, even 2020, if you go and like zoom in on 2020, you'll see that like most of those like talk shows and podcasts for like 60 hours, Warframe right here, Among Us for 40 hours. We played 40 hours of Among Us, dude. We were pretty sus. We were pretty sussy wussy. Woo! Oh boy, Temtem Genshin Impact, Destiny 2. We played more Destiny 2 than just chatting, and then like 2021 comes around and boom, it's just chatting. But yeah, I enjoyed the just chatting memes. It allows the creator to bond with the community more. I love it for that as well. Honestly, like the thing which I absolutely Michel doesn't like bonding with us, ironically. To be honest, like I actually, you know what? I actually want to jump on that because I have been maybe a little bit harsh on Michel. Why do you hate us? No, not that we really need him for the streams. Yeah, we figured it out. The streamer isn't really an influence on the stream. But yeah, I kind of want to talk already, like a quick bit about when it comes to like streamer and viewer relationships. And like I may have been a really bit, like a little bit harsh over the last year. Yeah, fuck you, Michel. Chair stream. So what do I mean with being a little bit harsh? So like over the last year, I've made it like on several occasions very clear that I said like, okay, listen up, we're not friends. We are basically like, you know, like if I refer to like a friend, like my best of friends, basically, like if they stand in front of my door like in the middle of the night, I'd be like, woo! If I see like someone from stream standing in front of my door in the middle of the night, I'd be like, oh my god, I'm calling the police. That's still sort of the same, but like I mean, like the reason why like I think I may have been a little bit harsh is because like it's a really weird thing to say. It's like, yo, hey, we not friends, even though like a lot of you guys I've known for like a really long time from chat. Like we have a really cool we have a really cool time when we're hanging out in Discord or hanging out here on stream. But the reason why I was so clear-cut in it and like may have been a little bit blunt with it is because I've had a couple of bad experiences with people who felt like who thought that they were like a lot closer to me than like they actually were, and like it actually got to a point where like I really wasn't happy with that. In the sense of like things just get a little bit creepy at a certain point in time when people like assume like they have a certain like relation with you and like they start acting a certain way which like is really not comfortable. At the same time, I've also kind of had it myself where like I assumed certain situations where like, hey, you know, we've been hanging out for a bit, we're good friends, right? I'll do shit for you because, you know, that shit I'll do for a friend, and then like if I ever need something, hopefully you'll be there as well, because that's what friends do, you know, you'll help each other out. And like when the return came, basically when I needed help, they were just gone. So I did not want to first have that situation again where people were like expecting our relationship to be different than it actually was, and secondly, I didn't want to have like you guys like invest in me as though you were like, oh man, he's like my best friend, he knows me very well, like I'll do anything for him, and then like when in return he'll do something for you for me, and then when you expect me to do something, I'll come around and be like, oh wait, we didn't have that relation, or like maybe I don't even know that you're expecting me to do a certain thing, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, he's the worst in the world because he doesn't live up. Like I hate that shit, right? I don't want that to happen. I want it to be like good and positive sort of thing, and I want to make sure that we are all on the same page. That said, I was probably a little bit blunt because like I think was it a Spionage that said it? Like there was someone that like made it really fair, like made a really good point in chat at a certain point in time. I think it was a Spionage who said we're gamer friends. Like gamer friends, like just like, you know, over the last like couple of weeks, I've been having a really good time like hanging out in the Discord community where we're just like playing games. It's not like, you know, our Discord community where, you know, like we've also done Among Us, and like last week, like I was playing Overwatch with Richard, which is like a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. But it was just like a random community where I just like, you know, decided to like drop into, like hang out with a little bit and just like, you know, be like, hey, you know, let's go play a couple games. Like they played Apex, I played Apex at the time. They played a little bit of Warframe, I played a little bit of Warframe with them, and I've also played a little bit of Overwatch with them. And it was just like really fun where it's like, hey, you know, we're just hanging out, playing some games. It's not really about like doing a stream or whatever. And like it's also something which I would love to do in my Discord. But like at that point in time, I really understood like, hey, like this is like the definition of gamer friends. We're not like here to be like, hey, where do you live? Like when we're gonna meet up and like hang out, and like we don't like, it's not that relationship of like, hey, you know, we're trying to be the best of friends, and we're trying to be like friends IRL. No, we're just gamer friends. We just enjoy playing games together. We're just enjoying hanging out. But if at a certain point in time, like someone just like stops coming around because, you know, things move on, or like they have different things in their lives, that's totally fine. We may know each other for 5 years and not even know each other's names. That's totally fine. And I think that that's a really, really good definition. And I think that that's something which I'm gonna like hold on to for now on, where it's like, we're gamer friends. Just, you know, online gamer friends. And I think that that is like probably like the best way to describe that. But yeah, we'll get this topic of parasocial stuff started. Arturia, how's it going? Happy New Year, man. It's because I think it was Villager brought up that he loved the Just Chatting streams, and then because like it allows the creator to bond with the community even more. And I said like, yeah, I agree, but then Rahab said like Michel doesn't like bonding with us, ironically. So I just wanted to clear up a little bit. Like I have been like pretty strongly on like we're not friends over the last year. Sometimes like I felt like I was aware that it could be quite blunt, but I just wanted to make sure that like, hey, you know, don't get it misunderstood. But I think that gamer friend sounds a lot better. So yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I honestly felt a little that a little when you said that. Little as someone who isn't into parasocial things. Yeah. So like that was something which like I knew at the time when I said it that like it was probably gonna hurt a little bit more than like I meant it, and like I really wanted to make sure that at the time I was like I tried dampening it at the time. It's like, yeah, no, like when I mean friends, it's like literally like if you stand in front of my door unannounced, I'll call the police because like I'll be shocked as hell. That would be the exact same thing with my gamer friends on Discord. Like if they stand in front of my door in the middle of the night and I don't know who they are, I don't even know their name, and all of a sudden like, oh, I'm here, I'd be like, who the fuck are you? Man. I'd rather had it be like sting like a little bit towards the other end than have it go to the other end, because I know from both sides of the coin, whenever like I had people that were like overly attached to me, like I really did not like that, where I was like, dude, chill. We don't have that relationship. We do not have that, okay? Just chill. Like, I just love hanging out with you. I love playing games with you, and I love just, like, you know, having a good chat on Discord, or having a good chat on, like Twitch. But I don't want you to, like, you know, force me onto, like, oh, let's go meet, let's go, like, no, chill. Like, that was really uncomfortable, and it was also really not nice on my end when I had these things where, like, there were people that I assumed to be my friends because of the interaction we had, and maybe because I was super naive at the time. And I would do loads for them, and then like when I needed some help, or like when I just wanted to hang out or whatever, like they would never be available, to a point where it hurt me really bad, and I never ever wanted to have someone go through that experience. And that's something which you can't control, because you don't know how people like view like the relationship that they have with you, because I don't know like how people view me basically, and like I'd rather have that it's like a little bit more painfully clear, like, hey, this is not the way it is, so please don't like assume that like we're best of friends and like you're gonna do a whole bunch of things for me which I'm not even aware about or whatever, you know, like sub to me with like go into depth because you want to sub to my channel sort of thing, because yeah, he's my friend, he'll do that and he'll pay me back or something. It's like, no, chill, don't do that. But I think that gamer friends is an absolute perfect term, and I'll go use that going forward. So I just wanted to bring that back, bring that up, because I thought that was like a good thing. I just said that just Chatting is a good way to have a creative bond with the viewers. Happy New Year as well, Michel. Let's see. But yeah, let me see here. To be honest, people asking you to do things sounds like you have codependency issues. Oh, it sounds like they have codependency issues. I'm not gonna go into like the personal stuff basically, because I don't want to like talk about people on stream, especially when they're people who are like I haven't really had like interactions with in a long time, which is good, and I don't really wish to go into that much. Speaking of which, Rahab, where were you during our last conversation? I had a speaker. I'm playing Apex right now. Damn. How's how's it going now, man? Like, didn't they have like an event that's coming up like this week or next week? I'm not quite sure. So yeah, so we can compromise, and I'll just turn up at your hotel door at midnight during a con. Holy shit, dude, that'd be scary as fuck. Actually, like, okay, so man, there have been a couple of scary things with conventions, but I still really want to fucking go. There's gonna be a Amsterdam TwitchCon like this year, hopefully, because like we don't know with COVID. I'd love to go. I cannot wait. I cannot fucking wait. But yeah, cons are amazing, but there have also been a couple of times where like people brought food to the con and like they just handed that out, and like it was kind of like in a situation where it's like, here, I made this myself, go and eat it. And everyone's like, start eating it. I felt like I'd be really shit if I didn't start eating it. I was like, I really hope that this hasn't been fucked with. And there have been times where like we'd be hanging out with like a whole bunch of people who like we all knew each other, and like we'd be going around town. All of a sudden, like some people started joining us, and we'd be like, do you know this person? It's like, no, I don't. Do you know this person? No, I don't. Who the hell are they? And they'd be making like weird ass comments, dude. Holy shit. Still, I love that shit. I really love conferences, but oh my god, conventions, like you'd call them. But yeah. Anyway, well, we did play a game of trust and deceit, so I suppose our gamer relationship improved for some. What exactly, gamer or professional, fictional or real, makes a friend a friend? So the thing that I would like, the way that I would say, like, if I classify like an IRL, like real friend, it's like, let me think about that for a second. I think that the way that I would classify that is that I want the best for you and you want the best for me. But that, like, that's something which is a little bit more general. It's like, the way that I see it is that like we probably know each other well enough that we at least know each other's like names, and we've seen each other basically. We know who, like, I know who you are, you know who I am. Like, we know each other relatively well. Rather well, basically. And like I want the best for you, and I'll do as much as I can. I'll probably do as much as I can to like help you out whenever you need to, and just have fun with you, and like you'll do it to me, like reciprocal relationship. It's really rough. Like I thought I had a good definition in mind, but like really it doesn't really come out that way. It's more like, I think yeah, it does come down to like the two parts of like, first off, like there is a reciprocal relation where both parties are like, hey, you know, we both want the best for each other, and like we're willing to like help each other out whenever needed, because a good person theoretically has like friends which are the best version of themselves, and like he wants those friends to be like the best version of themselves, because the best person has the best friends, basically, that sort of thing, you know. So like I'd love to help them, basically, and like they'd love to help me in return. Like that's also like where I see where like friendships have failed, is because I assumed there was a friendship and they didn't assume that in the same degree. So I helped them, but they didn't help me in return, and that felt bad. Another thing is like you know each other rather well, sort of thing. Some of the things which so like the way that like I feel like good with a person, basically, like the difference between like my IRL friends and like some of the people that like I've spoken about, who like where like this relationship between like, you know, gamer friend and friend was like really blurry, sort of thing, where they tried to like push it too much. So like the thing which I found was really important is sometimes you say crazy shit, right? Sometimes you say crazy shit because either, you know, like you're ill-informed, or you're having a bad day, you're having a bad take, or, you know, you have like, you're not informed, you're like, you know, sometimes you just say crazy shit, something which is out of line. And if you say that to your friend, if you tell that to a good friend, they'll be like, hold on a second, did you really just say that? It's like, yeah, dude, chill. I know you're kind of weird, like I know you're fine, but like that, like think about this, right? Like, they'll just be like, hey, you know, you said something which, like, might sound really weird to me. Are you sure you mean that? And, like, let's talk about it, right? If you say that to someone that isn't really a friend, like, they'll just be like, oh my god, you're the worst person ever, get the fuck out. That shit is so annoying to deal with. And, like having that shit where, like, if you do one thing wrong, and, like, the crazy thing you might say, is sometimes it may even be like, I don't like Warframe. I've had people break up relationships because I said, like, man, I don't know if I like Warframe. It's like, dude, you fucking what? You're a fucking liar, dude. Like, I thought I knew you. It's like, oh my god, like, that shit is insane. But, like, if you really believe it, you're friends, and, like, you just say, like, yeah, man, I'm not enjoying this game. Fuck, you have to get the fuck out, man. It's like, that shit is annoying as fuck. Yeah. So you're telling me I should, like, block everyone on Discord? Probably. Interesting. A friend actually gave me Alien Isolation 5 years ago, but I've not played it. Damn. The rhyme felt lame. Get less lame with your rhyming game. A few years or less annoying subtly. Look at this narcissist thinking we think he's our best friend. Xandy also played Apex, which I knew not he did. Wait, Xandy has played Apex? Holy shit, that's weird. I was not expecting him to be playing that. I'm calling BS on TwitchCon Amsterdam this year. Yeah, I'm not certain about that either. Like, I don't know if they've actually announced dates for it. They said it's going to be in July, but seeing the way that COVID is going, I cannot imagine it. When you go to party, do the people just start making weird noises? Dude, it's been so long since I've been to a party. I don't know, they might. Better to not eat than eat something and wake up after 24 hours in the basement side up in the middle of nowhere the next day. Yeah, like, that is also what I felt about. That's also what I felt, but, like, it was literally, like, in public with, like it was, like, basically at, like, a TennoCon with, like, all the creators and devs around, and they were just handing it out to each other, and, like, there was just one person handing out to all the devs and, like, the creators, and I was like, well, if they're all eating it, I guess I might too. Because, like, I wasn't just gonna, like, toss it in the bin there. It was a situation, looking back, I wasn't really comfortable with. Luckily, there was nothing being messed around with, and, like, at that point, I was like, well, probably, like, if there's something in there, it's, like, people will notice. There's like, first aid people out, like, on site. There's, like, a whole bunch of people around here that, like, are trustworthy, so hopefully we'll, right? But yeah, like, don't, please, if you're going to conventions, I know it might be a really nice thing that you're like, oh my god, it'd be so cool, please don't make, like, food for people. It's like, I really appreciate the idea. I really love that, like, you're like, oh, I want, like, I'm really good at cooking. I'm really good at making something. I want to, like, make this something which is really special, or, like, I want to make that too. Please. It's weird. Like, yeah, please don't. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this as well, but at the time my computer couldn't run it. Not sure if my current one can. Let's see. Mayhaps, do you want some more time to contemplate it? Sorry, I'm in the middle of a ranked game. Don't worry about it, dude. Finish your ranked game. Talk later. We'll talk later. Make sure you get your ranked. I think the AMD integrated graphics is stronger than Intel on the old 2014 AMD CPUs because I had one that could run the game fine on max, but could be that the game is optimized for AMD graphics, but still. Perhaps that's personally the way I distinguish the difference between is simply by friends and close friends. Friends are people in your life you know interact with regularly, but there's a distance there, like being in the same community, etc. Whereas close friends are the people you actually spend time with each other, and you can be sure that they're actually a good thing to have in your life. Yep. Or both a bad day and misinformed. Yeah. Or did you seriously just lose friends over it? Yes, I did. Like, basically, like, they weren't real friends, Arteria. Looking back, they weren't real friends, but back then, oh god, I was naive as fuck. I came in here, dude. I came in here my first year of Warframe. I've been thinking I got 60 friends, dude. Like, I was like, the whole Warframe partnership. Like, at that point in time, people were friendly to me. I was like, yo, they're my friends. They're my friends, dude. Back then, I was like a young, naive 17-year-old. It was like, yo, you know, all these people I meet are so cool, and they're so like exciting and happy, and like it's also cool to meet them. They seem like really cool people, and like when they responded like, hell yeah, buddy, I'm like, dude, they probably my friend. I was dumb. I was fucking dumb, dude. But yeah, like I literally had people where it's like, I'd be talking with, like, literally, it'd be in a relationship where we'd call each other daily, and then, like, one time, like, I said something bad about Warframe. I was like, dude, and then, like, it's like, yo, dude, like, you gotta appreciate the developers, man. You gotta appreciate that they come into work every day. Doesn't matter what they do, you gotta appreciate that they come into work every day. Get the fuck out of here, you hater. That shit, dude. That shit. A couple years later, I speak back, like, I actually happened to have another conversation with them, and they're like, dude, Warframe sucks so much, I'm completely burned out in that game. I'm like, dude. Ah, goddamn. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Yeah, I've been meaning to talk to my sister about it at some point. She knows about it stuff, but I've got other priorities at the moment. No one, and one another well. Does it simply mean you enjoy their commonly shown part of their personality or no secrets? What counts as a secret? Anything you purposely hide, or anything you just haven't mentioned. I just like haven't like knowing each other well. Like knowing each other well is basically like. The way that I would define is that you don't see someone at like in a one-dimensional scale, and like that's something which I found online is like a lot of people know people only as at like a one-dimensional scale. Basically, they know people as like a visualization in their head of an ideal. So I think that a lot of you like, I know I'm not gonna make that assumption. I think that a lot of people that like I would. If you've only watched one stream of me, you probably have a very one-dimensional view of me. Because most likely, like, you'll see, like, the part where right now, like, I'm a happy chatter, basically. You know, I'm talking about a whole bunch of things. I'm rather energetic. I'm talking about, like, the things which I think are good. Like, I'll shine a little light on, like, certain ways that I feel. But you've only seen me here on this share. You only see me right now, like, sitting here. You've not seen parts where, like, I'm down. You don't see parts where, like, you know, like, I'm doing other things in my life. So like if like let's say that this stream was like a Warframe stream, I was super excited about Warframe, you see me as probably as like someone who's like, oh my god, he just loves this game, and like that's who he is. Like you have a very one-dimensional view of me, like what you build as an ideal in your mind. And like especially like I've had this also with like certain viewpoints that I've expressed. Like sometimes like there will be things which I say because like there are certain viewpoints which I agree with and certain viewpoints where I don't agree with, and sometimes I change over time, and I don't really subscribe to like being part of like an ideology or being part of like a group. I'm just like, yo, some things I like, some things I don't like, and like that's just me. And like I'll be interested in like I'll adopt different things like if people speak with me, and like yeah, that makes sense. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, I'm part of this tribe and that's why like I need to believe this. But like I've had people where like they assumed I was part of a certain tribe, they assumed that I was part of a certain way of thinking, and the moment that like I just showed a little sign of like thinking otherwise, like they were like, oh my god, so you're not this thing which I imagined. Urgh! It's like, and that's kind of like what the thing which I mean with knowing each other is like knowing each other is like I know who you are because like I've had enough experience with you, like we know each other like at a certain point that like so well that you know you like I like if I look at my like my best friends basically, I don't know them as an ideal in my head. I know them as like who they are. So I'm never gonna be like, oh my god, you're not who I thought I was, because I know who they are. So like that's kind of like, and then how do you find it? I don't fucking know, man. Child mentality, speaking of chess, is by far the worst part of being human, but it's so hard for many to break out of. It is really hard to break, and especially online when it's kind of encouraged, because you know you're kind of like thrown into these boxes and thrown into the boxes which you like, basically. It is rough because it's also really nice to like be told what you like, and like the thing which I find online is that I remember when I was young, I loved arguing like in comment sections or loved arguing on like forums and stuff because I loved being able to like change people's minds. I never did change people's minds. Because like literally it's like it's the most ridiculous shit in the world. Like please go lay down and stare at the ceiling. Go lay down, go sit up and like count the amount of like blades of grass on a grass field. Go and like just do nothing rather than argue with people online. It's so pointless. It is so pointless because like arguing is like, first of all, arguing isn't really a thing which is like is smart to do. Like I would recommend like if you're ever in an argument where you're just like trying to fight each other with like which thing is better, get the fuck out of there. Because like if both people are like, I'm right, fuck you, like you're not gonna get anything out of it. Like, do you think that you're like, if you're in a conversation where you don't believe your mind is gonna be changed, and you feel that your adversary also doesn't feel that their mind is gonna be changed, you're just wasting time. Because you guys just be like bumping heads against each other. It's like, okay, well, it's gonna go, and you're just wasting time and energy. However, let's say like you're arguing or having like a discussion. Rather, if let's say you have a discussion where you're like, you know, exchanging viewpoints with like a friend or someone who you know in real life, or like someone who you engage with frequently, then like it might be useful to like have a discussion, like learn about their point of view. It's so interesting to learn about people's points of view because there's so many things in this world where you don't know many things about, and like you can learn from other people. You can take that up and like you can like broaden like your field of understanding, which is fantastic. If you do that, like if you engage with people and like try to convince them of things or like argue with things about them, of people you engage with more often. Like, you may come back to them, like you may see them back and they'd be like, hey man, I just spoke with you, man, like I had such a good conversation, and like I really learned something. Like, that's good, because then you have that reward. But if you just do it with a stranger online, talk about like how this nerf of 2.5% was so much worse and would be so much better if it was 2.0%, it's like, it's not going to get anywhere. First of all, because both of you are not a developer of a game. Second of all, both of you probably don't have equal viewpoints, otherwise you'd be supporting each other. And third of all, even if you manage to convince them, after a lot of trying and like cussing about and all that sort of shit, it's not going to make a change, because like all it's going to be is like, oh yeah, dude, I agree with you, but nothing's going to change because you're not engaging with like someone that can make a change to this, or someone where you're going to like engage with in the future. But yeah, like I would engage a lot in like forums back in the day. I'd waste my time a lot, so yeah. One thing I found was like that entire like tribal mentality was like so supportive during like the like so supported like online, because like you don't see each other, like you don't engage with people there, you're just engaging with like, oh, you are the side that I hate, you're against me. Oh man, parties, you won't catch me dead at one, to be honest, man. Let's see, such as having like 40 boys in the college bathroom singing the Halo theme. Dude, that's just legendary. I might just be a bit of a psychopath, but I would have no problem saying fuck that if I got food from a stranger. Yeah, maybe I should have been more assertive. But like back then I really did not like conflict. I still don't like it all that much. But like back then I really did not. So yeah. Let me see here. Does it require empathy, sympathy, intertwined activity? How long does one have to know, or does it fall under a timeless scale of knowledge acquisition and understanding? How can you ever know and know you know, and what makes that person different? I mean, if you suddenly know about a stranger on the spot, would that suddenly make you friends? I don't know. It's rough. No, such as what Michel was talking about. That if you have conflicting ideas, let's see. What are you replying to? Yeah, no, such as what Michel was talking about. If you have conflicting ideas or thoughts, you can't be friends. Yep, that's right mentality. You also, if not mistaken, hold the philosophy that friendship has to be mutually appreciative. Yes, I think that that's a really, really key thing. Because you like, there is like pretty much like most conflict, interpersonal conflict, comes from like this idea like that one person has a different view of the relationship than the other. Like, think about it, right? Like, if you like, what are things that like cause the most like trouble? It's like people betray you. It's like, how does betrayal happen? Because one person thought the relationship was like one thing, and one person like thought the relationship was like worth sacrificing, so not the same, did not attach the same value to it, and like betrayed the other person. Cheating, it's like one person thought it was totally fine to like go out and like, you know, have other affairs outside the relationship, and the other person didn't. If both were totally fine with it, like, it wouldn't be a conflict. But there is a conflict. So it's like, as long as like it comes down to like both people having like the same understanding of something, even if it's like right here, like I am totally fine. I think it's really, really cool. Like having gamer friends, or like the way that we are in this community, like gamer friends as well. It's like, that's like fantastic, because we both have the same understanding of like what this thing is about, and that causes very little conflict. Like, I think like a lot of conflict comes from like both having a different understanding of what the friendship is. Like, I think that is really important, like making sure, and like that's also like why I think it's oftentimes like good to touch base with each other, like, hey, you know, what's going on, so that like, you know, what's going on, like just in real life, like, yeah, because like friendships change. Like, associations with people change over time. Sometimes you're really like closely engaged with each other, sometimes you're not, like that shit can change. I think it's good to like do that. Let's see, little gamer tags are getting out of hand. When they said that you weren't friends anymore due to dislike of Warfare, please tell me you said good. I was basically, I just like didn't respond to them anymore. I was like, done. Imagine thinking developers don't have a salary, dude. Man, yeah. Imagine games aren't developed but are gifted by an alien race that are using games to control us. Oh, the metaphors. It's why I try to have my games diversified, keeps you from burning out and teaching me different tricks. Dude, I have like, after Warfare, my universe of games has opened the fuck up. I fucking love it. That's why I generally tend to watch content for a while before personally getting involved, to make sure whether the people in the community are actually something that's good for me. Yeah, I think that's a really good thing as well. I've also been like a lot more like wary of like which community I like decide to engage with. So yeah. Let's see. I know who you are. Insert full name and IP address and photo of home of victim. Damn. Consequently, I found much before smaller communities and streamers because they feel more real. To a lack of a better word, I much prefer smaller communities. Yeah, like the thing which I find when it comes to like bigger streamers, honestly, I don't know. Because I am not a Twitch person. Also, before I say that, before I go on their brand, Mika, how's it going? Happy New Year. I'm kind of catching up with chat, so I don't know how long you've been there. I would hate it if you've been here for like 10 minutes. I haven't said Happy New Year to you yet, and I haven't said hi to you yet, but hope you're doing well, man. Happy New Year. The thing is, like, I'm not a Twitch user. It's so weird. Like, last year, I made 151 streams on this platform. Twitch, I've invested more time into than YouTube over the past 3 to 4 years. I'm not a Twitch user. I love this platform for being able to like engage with you guys. I love it to stream too because I think like I get a lot more directly out of streaming than I get out of like making a video. Because like the new War video, basically, I fucking like that shit. I love that shit, okay? Spent a lot of time on it. I really loved how it turned out. But like you don't get like direct reactions, basically. You don't get like you know, you do get likes, and you do get some people turning around and say like, man, I like the video. But like there are certain things that you like, you know, you prepare and you work on, and then you don't really get like a direct reaction where it's like, you know, you don't see like, this is work with people, this is not work with people, you know, did they like it, did they not like it? And you, like right now 400 people have watched that video, and like I know some of you guys have watched it. Some people like have commented, like a handful of people have commented on it, but like I don't know the vast majority of the people that have watched that. And because of that, like I love this so much more because I actually can have an interaction with you guys. We can talk. Like I've learned so much. Like seriously, to me, like for instance, the fact that like Jen is still here, Tribal still shows up, like my god, like we go so far back. It's like honestly, like I kind of want to make them VIPs, but at the same time, I want to make y'all VIPs because, to be honest, like Arturia has been around forever as well. Rahab has been around forever as well. Villager has been around for like a year now. Fema's been around for a long time. It's like Omega Web, like everyone has been around for such a long time. It's like it's really cool because like it adds so much more weight to this. However, the thing is, like I never used to watch Twitch. The moment I discovered about Twitch, like hell yeah, I want to stream on this, and I never ever watched big streamers. I've never ever felt the need to go and watch like a big streamer, basically. And the only time this I did was just like explore like who is this person, and then I saw that the chat was like something they didn't interact with, and just like would go like that. I was like, why do I bother? It doesn't really appeal to me. So yeah. Unless the content in question is specifically a performance, of course. Yeah, like especially unless they're like big events sort of thing, like oh man, woo, you know, the like Ludwig like stream thing, like the subathon thing. I watched that because I thought that was like a cool event. But I never stuck around for that streamer anymore, because yeah. I apparently get a warning on the Warframe forums as well for calling someone out in their dumb shit. Damn. Let's see, forums are a cesspit of any community. To be honest, yes, they are. Let's see. Let's see, I hate randoms. I hate random people. Well, I'm talking about Apex. I should have been more clear. Yeah, dude. Let me catch up with chat, and then like I'll get back to that in a second. About randoms and Apex. Well, I feel you, dude. I fucking feel you. Oh, we're also forgetting the biggest test of whether you can consider them a homie or not. Can you gargle them their cum and not be gay? If not, they're not your friend. True. I couldn't be with someone who wouldn't let me gargle cum. Oh man. I was thinking more along the lines of making IKEA furniture together. Damn. To be honest, I have done that with my best. Fuck, man, most of my friends have actually made IKEA furniture. God damn, that's... Whew! Not knowing how long his child... Let's see. What kind of vanilla crap is dad? That's the danger. Not knowing how long his child has been there. Typical deadbeat dad. Misha's not a Twitch user, but a Nokia user. True that, actually. The skit at the start was fun, yeah. I remember Michel Haircut Time Warp stream. I don't even remember how long I've been around. You've basically made me a VIP already. I've been here since April 26. When I watched Jisoo's views on the new war, he stated that there are some rumors that has been confirmed by DE that there were some things they had to take out of the quest due to the deadline. I'm curious. Well, maybe that means that there's like a new quest or new thing coming up soon. So, but yeah, like the skit, to be honest, like I was so happy with the skit. Like, okay, I don't know if you see, I don't know if you can see that in God, I kind of want to see whether I can find that back. I want to see if I can find that, because let me go here to the new war full playthrough. Let's go to this moment where basically we had what was it called? Where we had the eternalism thing. Where was that? That was before the tower. Right here. Let me see if I can like turn on the sound. Oh fuck yeah. Let's go. Have some food. So I remember watching this. I'll take the drink too. Let's go, boys. Just be relaxed, it's alright. You're powerful Tenoma. I ground you up to like a higher level. You good. You good. Let's wait, let's wait, let's wait. Like here I thought he was like the man in the wall still. Then he sat down. Hey. There it is. Our two selves.
What the hell? Hungry? Yeah. Okay. Is she at? Yeah. Wait, so you around? Future? Nah. But that'd be a lot.
I don't know whether it was here. Or it might have also been during like the eternalism thing. But there was a certain point in time during the eternalism thing, or during here where it was like, you're from the future. I was so happy because I knew that this skit would work. Basically, like back in October or something, before I had my haircut, I recorded like a whole bunch of lines, and like some of them were about the new war. And I was like, well, maybe if I have no idea, like basically like some of the lines are actually prepared to like, let's say the new war would take until like 2022 to like come out. Like I could do some Warframe videos and be like, hey, is the new war out already? And like, no, not yet. Haha, well that's been long, sort of thing. But then the new war actually came out before I could use them. And I was like, oh shit, now I can probably use this. And then like the eternalism thing, I was like, holy fucking shit, this will actually fit the fucking theme because it's me talking to the past. Fuck yeah, I was so happy about it. I was so fucking excited about being able to like, you know, make something that actually fitted this. I was like, let's see. So like, yeah, let's see how that will be received. But yeah. Let's see. Theme says, well, you could always talk about what you believe the relationship to be, I suppose, to find a mutual agreement. However, to the previous question, if it's the build-up that makes a friendship what it is, isn't that more of an obligatory pride mixed with Stockholm Syndrome? You can see this in various areas, very easily grinding with grinding video games, where people place so many efforts into farming a character and use them no matter how bad. Let's see. If it's the build-up that makes a friendship what it is, I don't think it's the build-up. Let's see, because I feel that they should make a character good because of their effort. So with a friendship, would it not be the same thing, except the effort wasn't so chance-ridden to cause annoyance towards the effort of applying friendship, causing a more Stockholm Syndrome approach towards a friendship grind? I don't think you should see it as a grind. I think it's more something that kind of like happens like. I'm kind of thinking like at what point in time should I would I have brought it out as a grind? Well, like, so the situation which I've like gotten out of best friendships were with people who I interacted with a lot, like on a daily basis. I met them like face to face, like pretty much a lot of times, like every day I engaged with them. And because of that, like you're like, no one started out being like, hey, let's be the best of friends right from the start. And like, hey, no one started out like, hey, let me go and help you out, be the best person out there. No, it just started out with like, hey, you know, we're just both tangled up in a situation. We just happen to be here, and hey, you seem kind of cool. Yeah, you seem kind of cool. Let's just go do this task together. Like, hey, you want to hang out? Like, it was pretty chill. It was pretty relaxed because both of you are like in the infancy of like, you know, the friendship, and like over time, you know, you'll just it's really, really hard to describe without like making it seem like overly analytical sort of thing. But it's like, as long as it's like natural, like, yeah, like a Stockholm Syndrome thing where it's like, you should also not have like a friendship where like someone is like pushing too hard. But it's really hard. It's really hard. I would actually love to like, if there's someone that knows a lot about like has a certain idea of friendship, like or like maybe like does psychology or something like that, I'd love to have a talk with him about it. That'd be so cool. Yeah, I was a hardy 17-year-old a long time ago. Nervous laugh. Oh man, haven't we all? But that's enough of my mindless musings. I think it's very interesting. Very important community, VIC. But isn't that a great way of testing friendship? I was thinking of inviting my best friend that I've known since kindergarten to a shooting range while I have my birthday in March. Hope the corona won't ruin it. Dude, that sounds cool. Let's see. We have Genshin PTSD. Damn, Eternalism is before the bow. It's also confirmed rumor that they may put those back with the quest and making it replayable for it. That would be weird. That would actually be really weird. Updating the quest like that. Oh, you mean a choice of operator? Yeah, I'm not quite sure when it hit me there. Yeah, those questions in the classroom were a bit easy. I wasn't prepared for them, but I did 100% score, so I was quite happy with it. So yeah, they were easy. They were fucking easy. Also some help with the chat, but they were easy. Plus, I noticed there's some small shit to be excited for, but decoration-wise, we finally have beds. Yes. About fucking time. When are we gonna get toilets, dude? When are we gonna get some fucking toilets? Yeah. Interesting. You might be amusing me with some elaboration. We do. We have beds in Warframe. Warframe sex update. How? They should. It's a mature game, dude. They fucking should. They fucking should. They really, really should. This game is gonna get a 1 star out of me until they add sex to the game. We do, as well as a trash bin and some vending machine. Damn. Let's see. And I believe we shall too. Where do we get the simplest in the market? Huh? I never saw them. I could have commented again on so much, but ultimately I decided the timestamps exist already, fulfilling the quality, so I commented that. Yeah, I decided to like make the timestamps because I knew that people would like go into this video and like stop watching it and like watching it again the next day, because honestly the video is long as fuck. It was like 2.5 fucking hours, dude. Like, oh man, I was not expecting anyone to like watch that in one go, and if you did, you're amazing. Yeah, I was looking in popular and boom, it was there. Damn. And they got rid of the Austrian rugs. Damn. Let's see. I think Bauer sells them now. Mayhaps I'm being a bit too analytical about the situation. I think you're asking good questions because they're actually like they're getting me to think, but like I don't really have the answers. I don't really have like the grapple hold to like say like, yeah, like I'm right on this, I'm wrong on that. I would have to have like a back and forth with someone on that. Who probably knows a little bit more about it, because like there are things where like I'm on the right track, I feel, but like you're pointing out some very valid things, so like I don't really know like how to wrap around, because like when you're saying like is it like a grind sort of thing, and like wouldn't that make like for a Stockholm syndrome, I'd be like, yeah, like I think like you're right with like pointing out the grind. Like I think that kind of replies to like when I said like if you're talking about friendship, it's kind of like, you know, trying to help your like I want my friends to be the best that they are, right? So I'll help them when they need help, and I'll try to like help them to the best of my abilities. And it's like that kind of like sounds like a grind, of like grinding up like a bad character as good as you can, because you want to make like the best out of like a bad character. If you grind it really hard to get them and you really appreciate them, but like couldn't that be like some sort of Stockholm syndrome sort of thing? It's like, yeah, like I'd say like, yeah, of course, like when I meet someone at the start, like I'm not gonna grind a friendship to be like, I want to be your friend, like I want to do it like that. Like, yeah, that'd be weird. That's not the way it works. But at the same time, like I'm also not with like my friends constantly like, hey, how can I help you, sort of thing. It's just like, hey, you know, if my friend's like, yo, hey, I need help doing this or doing that, or like, hey, I'm stuck with something, I'd be like, yeah, sure, I'll help you out. But at the same time, I mean, like I do that for a lot of people. It's like I have a lot of people on Discord where it's like, hey, you know, if you like, also like that also goes for y'all. If if y'all ever like have shit that you're dealing with, you just want someone to listen. Like, if I have time, you know, more than happy to listen. And, like, throw my 2 cents, and if that helps anything. Or just, you know, listen and just, you know, don't say much at all. But yeah, like, I don't know. When are we gonna get showers? I'd fuck my operator, to be fair. Mesa Sex DLC, 500 Bitcoin. Oh, wait, even better. Water. Oh, well, the new war already went for the newer language. Let's see. You didn't Google Translate the Japanese comment, right? No, I have not. I have not, because I promised not to do that. So I didn't do that yet. Oh, Saruman decorations. Plus a pillow is sold separately. Mayhaps Sandy would give the inspiration on this. He seemed well defined in his relationship philosophy. I could ask Sandy. Like, yeah, like I would love to have like have a discussion with Sandy about it. He's not online though. So some other time. People who don't want the best for you and won't encourage you to be to be your best selves are definitely not your friends. So like that's why I said like you're right about that. It's like I know that that's like my definition of friendship because I know that the opposite is not true. But at the same time, like when I say like when I want the best for my friend and like for my friends and like I want to help them to be their best selves, like if I say that, it kind of like sounds like, you know, I'd be like to every one of my friends like, hey, how can I help you to be your best self? Hey, I'm seeing right now you're slacking, how can you, like that's also not the case. Like I also have really good friends who I haven't spoken to like in years, and I'll see again, like it's fantastic. So yeah, honestly these days I'm tired of talking about my problems. I want solutions, not reassurances. To be honest, like I think that I've been like trying to figure out like the best way to like do how do you help people that are like are stuck with something. Actually, let me take a drink. I'll get back. I'll talk about that. And so, what if you want the best for your friends, but they're such a slum that they drain all your energy? Take care of yourself before you can take care of others. That's a really, really important thing. So, for instance, let's say, what would be a good thing? Let's say your friend is drowning, right? And you jump into water to help him, but you can't swim. Now both of you are dead, drowning, and nothing happens. It's like you'll both die. It's like that's useless. Don't jump into water if you can't swim. So like that is something where it's like, hey, if like you can like invest like God, how I'm gonna break this down. Okay, first of all, so when it comes to helping someone, like, oh my god, there's so many complicated things. There's so many complicated things, dude. I can't swim. My friend is fucked. Rip. Yeah. Basically. It's like, there's nothing you can do. It's like, there's nothing you can do. This stream is supposed to be a review of last year or somewhere, but the psychology class started because I said that just chatting streams are good. Yeah, Villager. Like, we're going off on a massive tangent now. And I'm loving it. I'm here for it. So, all right, let me jump on this thing first. Like, there are a couple of things which I want to talk about. Arturia's comment. I want to talk about Rahab's comment. Like, oh my god, but they're so complicated. Okay, first off, so if people are in a slump and they drain all your energy, don't help yourself before you can help someone else. Basically, so if you're not capable of like helping yourself, like don't let other people drain you, because while you can be certain that you can help others, like you can never be certain that others will help you. Like you are always certain of your own help, and like it's always nice to have people that can help you, but like always make sure that you care for yourself first. Make sure that you have yourself taken care of, because if you're not in like a good condition, if you can't take care of yourself, it's really hard to take care of others. So that's like basically a baseline. I'll give an example basically where for me, like my biggest point with Warframe basically was like when I decided, like my biggest issue with Warframe was when I decided to host an event for them, which they said they were gonna like participate in and help out with, and like at the last moment they pulled out. And that was at a time in which I couldn't stand on my own 2 feet basically. It was at a time in which I barely had anyone watching the channel, and I had no income at all. And here I was hosting like a 1,500 viewer stream basically for Warframe, whereas my own channel had like 8 viewers at the time, 5 at most. And at that point in time, like it was like the ultimate like new update period of Warframe. So I wasn't able to help myself, but I was helping this other company. In the moment, like I was of no use to them. Like they never paid me back in anything. So that is like a really good example. Has been a really good learning example for me, where like, hey, I was helping someone when I wasn't capable of helping myself. The only thing that came from it was hurt, because to me, it was a really bad experience, which made me never want to interact with the game again. Now, I am going to go interact with that game again, because I have been playing it over the holidays, and I don't really dislike it. And, like, there are a bunch of content ideas which I have, and that's also why I said in the last video, which I also really enjoyed, that I'm going to start making Warframe content again. not for DE, not for partnership. I'm not going to be making it, like, I'm probably, like, I'm really conflicted if I even want to become a Warframe creator at some point in time, because it would be nice to have new items, but, like, I would never want to engage with it. I'd rather not even be on their website, and I'd rather have no one know about that I would even be a Warframe creator, because I don't want to. I'm not doing this for that association. I'd only do it because I want to make cool content around it. I don't want to do it to, like, promote the game or anything like that. But back in the day, I did. But before I get too much on that tangent, so to me, like, it's really, really clear in my mind. It's like, make sure that, like, you can help yourself before you help others. Then let's say you can help yourself and you're helping someone and, like, it doesn't really go anywhere, and, like, they're just draining all your energy. It's like, I would also say don't help someone who doesn't want to be helped. And that's also, that kind of ties in with, like, Rahab, who says, like, I'm tired of these days of talking about my problems without, like, hearing solutions, but hearing reassurances. Like, I don't need reassurances, I need solutions. And, like, that kind of ties in with, like, helping people. It's like, one thing which, like, I've kind of, like, found, like, really tough to, like, go around with, it's like, how do you like, appropriately help people, right? Because I'd love to, like, I really love to help the people that I care about. I really love, like, to help most people, like, that I come around, because most people I come around are really cool. And a lot of times, like, people that, like, are dealing with shit that, like, I could potentially help them with, even it's because, like, I have experience in that, and, like, I know I can help them with it, or because I know that it sucks. It really fucking sucks to have problems and be all alone in it. It's like, that shit is the worst in the world. If you just have someone listen to you, if you just have someone to, like, you can share that with, and they'd be like, yeah, man, that fucking sucks. It's like, that can already be nice, but, like, it can be even better if, like, if they come up with, like, hey, maybe try this, maybe try that. Even if it doesn't work, it feels like you're not alone in it. Like that, I love that. I'd love to be able to, like, have as few people as possible feel that thing that, you know, I felt before, because I hate that. I fucking hate that and don't want anyone to go through that. But how do you appropriately help people? And that is something which is rough. When you're like I think that one of the golden rules, well, first, like, some of the golden rules are, don't help people, like, help yourself before you can help others, because what in the case with, like, someone's drowning, you jump into the water, but you can't swim, so you drown as well. It's like, it doesn't help your friend, you jump in and you drown. It doesn't help you that, like, you jump in, you drown. Like, nothing good comes from it. Maybe it's, like, shared suffering, but for fuck's sake, if I'm a good friend, like, I'd rather have that I drown and you stay alive than that you drown and I drown, like, we're both drowned. It doesn't help me at all. So first of all, help yourself before you can help others. Secondly, don't help people that don't want your help. And this is a tricky thing, because I've also dealt with, like, a decent amount of suicides in the family, and, like, I wish I could have helped these people. I really wish that I could have helped them in some way. But a lot of times, like, they didn't want help, or they didn't seek it out. And it's rough sometimes, like, determining whether people don't want help or, like, they have trouble seeking it out. And, like, there are some times where you need to, like, well, I say need, but you'd want to help people, even though they don't want help, because, like, not helping them at that point in time means death, basically. Like, sometimes people say, like, okay, like, don't help people that don't want help. Help them when they hit rock bottom, and then help them up, basically, when they see, like, they've hit rock bottom and, like, they're climbing up, basically, and they're like, oh my god, I never knew it was like that's kind of like people's reasoning. It's like, if people ask for help them. If they don't, just wait for them to hit rock bottom, and then you can help them. It's like, no, because sometimes rock bottom is fucking dying, right? And there's no recovering from death, right? So I'm still kind of like trying to grapple with that, just like how to appropriately deal with that. But what I would say is, like, if you see people are on a certain slope, and that slope is down, like, to a really bad, to like a really bad place. So, like, let's say, for instance, this may be a little bit weird, but random thing. Let's go here. So, like, let me explain the slope, right? So right here, this for instance is, like, the video analytics of like this video. Of, like, the first, of, like, the Warframe video, basically, the new war. How would I do this? So, like, basically, like, what you can see right here is, like, you can see, like, this, like, this is gonna be completely random, but, like, follow me along here, right? So, like, this right here is, like, the like, slope, or like the graph for, like, the amount of views of this video. And, like, as you can see right here, the first couple of hours, it was, like, it went up, and it kind of, like, stayed like this. And here you can see, like, it started going up, and that's kind of like a slope where you can see that at a certain point in time, like, it's gonna have a pattern, and like you can predict that pattern at a certain point in time because you can see where the fuck it's gonna go. Let me go here, YouTube Studio. Let me go to the video here. Go to video analytics. So like you can see that there's a slope that's gonna go up. And like certain times you're gonna have that slope and you're pretty confident that's gonna go up. And you can also have that slope and you're gonna be pretty confident it's gonna go down. So like that slope, if you see that someone is going down the slope where it's like it's gonna go rock bottom or it's gonna go really bad down, it's like at that point in time it might be good to like intervene in a way where it's like, hey, maybe they don't want it now, but if this helps them from not dying, I'd rather have like that they don't die and I might like upset them a bit rather than that like I'm like, oh, I don't want to upset them, but they end up dying. Because if they're dead, that's shit. So, but like, overall, I'd say, like, that is like kind of like the edge case where like the moment you see people go really far down, like, help them regardless. But most of the time, don't help people that don't want to be helped. Because a lot of times, like, what you find is if people like that like don't want to be helped, or that can't really help themselves, really, that don't want to help themselves, like what you'll find is that they're just gonna like eat your time. They're just gonna eat you away because they don't want to help themselves. So like they don't really want to like, you know, have your assistance. But hey, you know, if you're helping them, it's like fine. It's kind of like, you know, you like throwing money down like someone who is like massively in debt but like keeps spending everything that he has. It's like if you're gonna throw money down that pit, it's like they're just gonna keep on spending it. They're more than happy to spend all your money for you because whatever, man. It's like I got this, and like I don't really give a fuck. It's like it's not gonna help that. However, like when it comes down to like helping people who do want help, is like how you go about that. Man, I feel like I'm on such a tangent. I should probably catch up with chat in a little bit. Actually, let me catch up with chat, and then we're gonna go get into that because I also need a drink. It's like, man, I've been talking for a long time. Boy, let's see here. I control the stream. The randomness of just chatting is just amusing. I remember when we were talking about potential philosophy stream, and this topic is similar to what I wanted to talk about. Honestly, like if this is shit like if you guys want to like drop into like the voice chat, like one person wants to like, you know, debate about this, I'm totally fine with that. Like that's kind of like what I would love to go with like this. Dude, what the fuck is that tangent? Dude, I want to have a tangent emote. That's fantastic, dude. So this is a therapy session. It's like one of those group therapy sessions things where a bunch of people talk in a circle in chairs and talk about their issues. Had it with a friend who struggled mentally with a lot of stuff while just draining my energy. And when he was forced to accept professional help, he realized I wasn't lying about the help I offered. Yes, like sometimes when people need that much help, it's like it's better to send them off to like tell them like go check out a professional. Like really. I know people like that currently. Jesus fucking Christ, they're so tiring. Only thing that helped me is that I just distance myself, and when they got the proper help, it will still feel bad if they try to fix the damage. I do have a friend who I half the time just think to tell them to fuck off because they're bitching over some small thing or something else. Well, maybe tell them to fuck off in like a little way. It's like this is the way which I think is, especially when it comes to friendships, like I'm a lot more appreciative of just being honest, right? It's like I've seen people like be really good friends to the point where like they consider themselves like almost siblings, right? But then they have this thing where like, oh, we can't tell them that because they'll be hurt. It's like yeah, you know, they're kind of doing that a little bit wrong, but I don't want to hurt them. It's like, dude, if you're really good friends, like if my friend comes up to me and they say, dude, I've been watching your stream and you're absolutely shit at it. You're absolutely garbage. And like they're honest about it, like of course I'll be a little bit hurt. But they're probably telling me that out of like some perception which I don't see. And like if I look back at, for instance, at my first videos and my first streams, they were garbage, but I thought they were the best in the world. If someone would have come up to me and said like, hey, you know, you're actually being super fucking cringe when you do this shit. You're really fucking bad when you do this shit. Like, and if I was like, why? It's like, well, look at this. Like, I'll be like, yeah, actually, that's true. Because like later on, I've learned that some things were just not done. Some things were just absolutely ridiculous. If I would have learned them sooner, I would have like looked less like an ass during that time. I would have appreciated that. It's like a friendship should be able to survive honesty. Like, if you can't be honest with each other, and like, what is the friendship on about? So like, I do really think like if someone is like bitching about you, especially if it's like something small, like you can probably like tell them to fuck off in a way, like in a small way, because be like, hey man, you know, I know it's something which like a lot of like just tell them like in a way like it's like, hey, I know this is something which is like on your mind quite a bit, and like I've heard about it a lot, and like I know it bothers you sometimes, but I'd appreciate it if we're like, you know, we can like talk about something else or maybe not talk about it, because I know this is something which like always going, like this is going on for like a long time, and like I can't help you fix it, and I've listened to you like talk about it a lot, but you know, it's not gonna change. So like, if we're just gonna talk about this, it's just kind of gonna bring down a mood. So if we could just like go talk about something else and just like talk about something which is fun, you know, maybe that'd be better. Like that's some way in which like you can politely like tell people to fuck off about a topic. And if they bring it up again, like you can go a little bit further. It's like, dude, hey, like last time I talked to you about, like, let's not bring this up, right? And then see like how serious they are about talking about this really small thing, basically. So yeah, in my experience, the best way to help people is see what they need. Usually, the best way to find out is to ask them. If it's something where you can't help with, then there's nothing more that can be done than to offer potential avenues to help them find people who can help them. That's a good one, yeah. That would be fun. I personally overall enjoy variety. I enjoy the thought of a game as another game, but it would be due to my own personal loss to mingle with communities lately, aside from ones I might already be considered a part of. Yeah, one of them I've not bothered for a few years, and the other one just really needs to get her ass in gear. Helping people? Retro, what's up, dude? Would it also help if you drowned and they lived? Maybe? Yeah. Well, both of them will try to rekindle the friendship. It will just feel weird and bad unless there is some serious help involved. As the theme points out, it's a good question I've been thinking about as well. Is it a really good thing to throw yourself into a situation recklessly? It is a stance that inherently puts you as below others in terms of value. I think that question really depends on like you. So how do I put this? It's going about, is it a good thing to throw yourself in a situation recklessly to support others, where basically like you put yourself below others in terms of value? It's like, okay, so it comes out of the intent, right? So let's say that I engage with a group of friends where like I feel myself inherently as not being worth as much as them. Maybe because they have like a fuck ton of more subscribers than I do, or they have like much better social standing than I do, and I'm like, oh man, or like they always tell me like, oh dude, you're such a piece of shit, right? But like I still cling on to them. Then that shit is kind of unhealthy. But then let's say they were in trouble and I would recklessly throw myself in a situation where like I would let's say a house is on fire, right? And I would run into the house to get them out, and I would be burned in the process, right? So like in that case, like my like the reason why I did it wasn't necessarily because I thought myself to be like of value and then was like, shit, you know, I have to help them. I was like, well, they're of more value than I am, so like let me just go and like get them out because I'm a worthless piece of shit. That would not be necessarily like very good, I'd say. However, if your intent of like your assessment of the situation is like different, like let's say that you have family members that you really feel highly of, like let's say like you're a parent and your child's in a burning house, or like let's say that like you have friends that you really closely value. So like, and like you both feel like you're equals, right? But like their friends you really fucking value. It's like then you can make that conscious decision, like I'm gonna go into that burning house and I'm gonna save them the fuck out of there. If I die, I'd rather have that, like I die so my child may live than that I have to like watch my child like burn in the fucking house. So like at that point in time, I think that that's a good thing. I don't think that there's a problem at that point in time where you're valuing yourself below others by like saving your child from a burning house. I think that like the problem is only when like you always value yourself below others, because like that's the way the relationship works. At that point in time, it would be more problematic, I think. Well, one of them I care about much more than the other, so the answer to that is pretty clear to me. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm just listening and trying to speed up on my line art. Yes, random, but oh well. My sister is one of those people. I've talked to her a lot about her mental issues. Then she started to go to the therapist, so we told him exactly what I was saying. Damn, perhaps you can go start a new profession, eh? You have new opportunities. I'm not really sure what you guys are talking about. I'm rather spacey after waking up today. Damn, dude, we're talking super what's it called? We're talking like super like philosophical today. I was gonna talk about like fun stuff about like, you know, oh, let's review last year, let's look up this year, let's go and do some Twitch drama shit. But no, we're talking about what does friendship mean, and how do you help people? How do you appropriately help people that need help? So yeah. I was gonna see about hopping into voice chat, but I don't think my computer's mic plugs are working. Oh man, shit. Let's see. We've been quite over the place with topics, but most probably it's the topic of friendship and saving people is now included in that discussion. And welcome. To be honest with you, when it comes to me specifically, I don't really bother expressing my problems to friends because I honestly see no point. Actually, I find it a really interesting statement. What would you declare to like? Would you mind like telling me like why did you see a point in it? Why did you see a point like expressing your problems to your friends? I'm just curious. Like. I'm really curious because, like, like, yeah, anyway. Like, yeah. Why do you not see a point? Honestly, that's one of the reasons I wanted to learn to become a firefighter. I would be able to save my family if there was a house fire. You can, a fire, let's see. You can't correct what you did after, corrected. Let's see. Then why are you still doing line art? I have my firefighter certificate, but I've got no reason to save anyone. Yeah. Anyway, like, Jen, I find that really interesting. Like, I actually study psychology in my CGSEs, and I've been passively absorbing info on it since. It's something I want to pick up again because I was good at it. I mean, go for it. Like, if you like it, go for it. I think, like, it's... I've not studied psychology, like, in any official sense. I have watched, like, some, like, lecture series. Like, and I have, like, I've studied multiple lecture series online, and I think it's really interesting. I get what Jin means. If the people in question can't help you, then what's the point of talking to them? I think if Theme should join Voice, he'd add a lot. It's almost a waste of time to do so. Okay, let's see. Because it's one time I've struggled before in art, at least not anymore, just the timing. Okay, well, let me think. God. Whew, we're talking about so many things now. I still want to get back to the help thing, but I kind of also want to get to the, unless you're in a position where you need to talk about it to lessen mental strain. So, let's go and talk, okay, let's go and talk about this thing first. Rahab says, basically, like, I don't think there's a point in talking to people if they can't help you, because then it's a waste of time to do so. Let me see. So I can understand where that comes from, because basically, like, let's say, let's liken this, for instance, to the thing that Emo was talking about, like, a half an hour ago. I said I would get back to, like, oh, randoms in Apex suck, right? This is completely different, but let's say, like, you know, randoms in Apex suck because, like, matchmaking in this game is horrible. And hey, like, I'm really struggling with this matchmaking because it's throwing me in games where I consistently lose. It's not fun. I'm not having a good time with it. And I can, like, speak with you guys about it, or, like, let's say I can speak with, like, one of, let's say I speak with Emo about it, or I speak with Rahab about it, and, like, hey, man, matchmaking in Apex just fucking sucks. Like, it's annoying, like, it doesn't work this way, it's just designed to, like, keep me entertained, like keep me engaged rather than entertained, it's making me feel bad, all that sort of shit. I can talk about that. And he can listen to me like that, but it doesn't really, like, he can't change it. He's not, like, an Apex developer. He can't, like, change my mind. It's like, man, like, just play another game or something. Like, well, he can say that, and, like, I can be like, yeah, but I don't want to. It's like, if I don't want to, then, like, yeah, it's like, that's kind of like, the thing ends. And if I just continue on talking about it, and he just continues to listen, we're just wasting time, basically, you could say, because I'm just always going to say, like, oh my god, this shit sucks, and he can't change it, and so basically we're just going around in circles. I think that I can understand that, but I think that what's important there is that the wasting of time comes from the going around in circles. I think that overall, if you have problems that you're, like, dealing with, it is good to let that energy out and speak with people about it. Even if they're people that you don't think could help you with something, it is much better to, like, face something together for a brief while than facing it all alone. And even if they may not be able to help you, like, some things, like, some of the times, like, when I have had, like, issues, and, like, I've spoken with people about it who knew very little about, like, the thing that I was concerning with, their insight, or just, like, me being able to, like, express it to someone else, and, like, formulate it, allowed me to think about it, and that actually, like, got me to more easily choose a solution, or just, like, took off, like, the steam a little bit, or, like, made me reframe the situation a little bit, in which, like, it was much easier for me to, like, accept it and move further with it, rather than just, like, keeping it cropped up inside of me. So I think there's definitely a use case, a real good use case, in, like, speaking with people, even if they're people that can't really help you with your situation, because first of all, like, you're able to, like, take off, like, the energy, or, like, the mental energy that it has on you. So this is something where, like, if you have a good idea, by the way, random tangent, if you have a good idea, don't speak with people about it, because if you're gonna start talking about people like, hey man, I really want to do this. I'm really going to do this. Like, basically, like, you're venting out that mental energy, and it's like you're going to be less likely to do it because you're already, like, spilling out the beans that you have. And then, like, basically when it comes around to doing it, it's like, you've already told so many people, it's like, it kind of like, your energy, like, your build-up inside kind of fades. Whereas, like, a lot of times when people are experiencing, like, things like anxiety about things, where people are, like, experiencing, like, really negative thoughts about certain things, like, the more they pent it up, the more they, like, build it up inside and they don't let it out, the more power it has. And the moment you start speaking with people about it, the more you can, like, let that energy go, dissipate it out to, like, other people, dissipate it out into the world, and, like, it will have less effect on you. So I think that, first of all, for, like, spreading, like, releasing that energy, it's really good to just, like, speak. Secondly, because it's, like, really hard to think for yourself, because, like, the way that I would liken thinking to yourself without anyone around is playing chess against yourself. You can never play chess against yourself in any serious way, because you know what you're gonna do. You know what your opponent is gonna do. So you can try and, like, pretend play chess, but you can never really play chess against yourself, because you know what your other side's thinking, and it doesn't really work. However, if you're, like, forced to, like, speak out, like, what you're dealing with, or speak out, like, your thought structure, because, you know, you're having a conversation, like right now, for instance, like I need to formulate my thoughts. I need to figure out, like, what am I going to say next and where I'm going to go next. And it's way different than when I'm just thinking it in my head, even though sometimes in my head I kind of feel like I'm thinking in conversation, I'm thinking in certain lines. I feel like sometimes I'm thinking in a linearity where, like, hey, I can, like, write down the things that I'm thinking, but at the same time I'm also thinking in, like, I can think in multiple levels. I can already, like, be like, oh yeah, I know this, and, like, I can skip ahead. But me having to say it out loud or write it down actually, like, forces me to already, like, formulate and constrict it and actually, like, put things into words and, like, put things forward and be like, hey, this is what I think. And that can really help to, like, not to, like, make this entire thing, which, like, might already be penned up and chaotic, make it less chaotic. Because, like, when you're dealing with something, it can be very chaotic because, like, you haven't really had time to, like, restructure and, like, reframe and looking at, like, hey, what is this really? And if you're having to explain it to someone, you really have to, like, look at it as, like, how am I going to explain this to someone? Like, how am I going to structure this? And it really helps with you, like, being able to restructure it. And further of all, it's like, a lot of times, like, people, even if they don't know about something, it's like, they know about other things, and they may have a different perspective, which really can help you in a way. Where it's just like, hey, maybe they asked, like, a question, which someone in your field or someone will, like, would know things about, like, the issue you're dealing with wouldn't ask. But maybe they're just asking, like, hey, can you explain this to me? And, like, maybe, like some of those things can help. Like, I wouldn't really, like, throw it down on that. I wouldn't really throw down, like, oh, maybe they can have, like, a really good outside perspective that's going to help me. I would rather, like, expect that fencing the mental energy and being able to, like, reframe your mind a little bit and just share, like, you know, the thing that you're struggling with, to, like, just have it not be the thing that you're only facing would be a really good thing, like, the benefit you would get out of it. And, like, I think that the only waste of time starts coming the moment you start going around in circles. So the moment you start being like, hey, man, I really hate this matchmaking in Apex. Yeah, man, dude, you told me, but I can't change it. Yeah, but I really hate it. Like, at that point, you're absolutely wasting time because you're just going around in circles. And that's when I'd say you should stop. But before that, I think it's actually, like, there is quite a decent, like, use case for it. So, let me catch up here. So maybe try finish up the topic first and then go from there. Might be easier. True, Arteria, but at the same time, I don't want to, like get too far behind on chat. And the thing which I find when it comes to chat, it's like a lot of time chat, like, responds to, like, what I'm talking about. So, like, if I were to finish up a topic and I would go over chat, and at the same time, like, I would be both thrown back into the topic. So, yeah. Jen says, my PFE is just the fact that we've just met and our friendship could wager between being really close or just crossing separate ways. It's to me, it's just useless info for someone to know. So your point of view about, like, not not talking about your problems with people that you know can't really help you. The reason why you think that's kind of a waste of time is because, like, if you've just met with a person and your friendship could wager between being really close or just crossing separate ways, it's, like, useless info to share your problems with someone. I think, like, it may be like a I would not expect someone, like, I would never expect someone that, like, I just met to, like, be someone that I would, like, unload my problems on, nor would I think that that would be a really good thing to do. Because, first of all, like, how well do you know that person? Like, how well did they know you? And, like, how much would you like if someone just, like, came up to you and, like, unsolicited was like, oh, I got shit that I'm dealing with. I think that like mostly, I feel like if you're dealing with something and you want to speak with someone about it, like just be like, hey, can I talk with you about something that I'm struggling with, and don't just be like, oh my god, I fucking hate matchmaking Apex, because like sometimes like people are already like struggling to bear to like carry their own burden, and like it's really hard to like then unload your problems onto them. So it's like, watch out with like unsolicited like unloading of burden, basically. As long as you can help it, don't unsolicited like unload your burden on someone, but you can always ask them like, hey man, can I speak with you about something. Now when it comes to like, if you just met someone, like I wouldn't do this with like any random person on the street, like, hey man, hey, do you want to talk, do you want to listen to my problems? But when it comes to like someone who is like someone who you've known for a long time, I think that can definitely be a thing which you can like talk about. Or even with like people that you like you more recently come to know. Like I've become a lot more like focused on just like being honest with people, in the sense of like I mean, like, it's so weird to me that like there are people in my life, and also like people that I see in other people's lives, where like we're supposed to be really close, and like if I think about like what do I speak with them about, it's like always the standard stuff, like how's work going, how's the weather, like, oh, have you seen this crazy sports thing? And like I barely speak with them like on a like deeper level, where like what are their things that are motivate them, like what are they going through right now, what are they focused on right now, like what do I know them, right? And I hate have like this idea of like, if we're like being friends, and like I need to like hide my problems from you, I need to hide like what I'm dealing with at this point in time, like who I am, basically. I need to hide the things which you may probably not like, so like I'll just pretend like everything is fine. Like if I need to hide myself from you so that we can be friends, it's like, for fuck's sake, man, like are we really friends then? So I think that when it comes to like, if there's someone that I just want to have like a good relation, like a good friend relationship with, like I want them to be close to me, I'd much rather, like at this point in time, I've turned around to be more like, hey, I'm just gonna be honest. Like if there's something like if they're like, hey, I see that you're like having a rough time, you want to talk about it, I'll talk about it. And like if it's like, oh man, I thought that you were stronger than that, or oh, I thought that you were smarter than that, or all that sort of stuff, you know. If the way, if like me talking about my honest experience has a negative impact on the relationship, then so it will be. Because if it doesn't turn up now, it will turn up later. And like I don't really have the time, nor the energy, nor the inclination to be like pretend play that we're just gonna have a great relationship, and then later on to have it come down because, oh, later on they're like, oh, I didn't know that. But that's just more the way that like I stand in it, and I can also understand like I also wouldn't really speak about like personal problems with like people that I've just met. Though then again, like I have a lot of times like listen to like people I've just met, like to their stuff, but like I also find it really interesting to like hear like what people like listen to people. So yeah. Let me see here. Afim says, is that a shot at complimenting my ego in the hopes of revealing a sound that will burn people's minds into madness, or an actual suggestion, if I may ask? Retro says, more so a poke at how you don't talk. Do you texting here is just as valuable as it would be for you in voice chat and still talking? Is that fixing not already being fixed? Let me catch up here. Today in the news, I heard them use a gorilla song, Kids with Guns, in the background while talking about a car accident. Mainly just the intro or like the beat between this second and the second time I've heard them do it. I don't know what that was about, but sure. Perhaps as there's a difference between talking about things to understand them better when you're being put into a third-person perspective, or when someone points out something you've missed, and that's or what we call trauma dumping. The former is a healthy expression of an internal strain, as it allows an individual to put their thoughts in order and to clear their mind. The latter is what happens when something that bothers you and all you want to do is rant about it. I mean, like even like trauma dumping, in a sense, can be useful if someone just needs to like let it out. At that point in time, it's like the best way to like help that person is just like let them rant and be like, yeah, like just be like, yeah, I hear that, yeah, I hear that, and just like let them rant, because a lot of times it's like venting, really. It's like that's also sometimes just pretty good to do. The ranting is bad, although it can help the person feel better. It often makes the one they're ranting to feel worse. It's not a healthy way to deal with it. A lot of people confuse ranting for a healthy communication. I think that like, okay, so like this is the thing. It's like I think the rant is good as long as it's not unsolicited. So like don't drop an unsolicited rant on someone. Just be like, oh man, that's horrible, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, like that is a bad thing to do. But let's say that like the other person is ready for it. Like I've listened to people rant. I've listened to people like go and dump all their shit. It's like as long as I'm ready for it, like I'm more than happy to like listen to someone rant. And like more than happy to like have people like dump their trauma basically, because I know that like it's pent up in them. It's like they just need to unwind it. And like to me, it's just like this is just something that I just need to like soak in and like watch out basically. It's just like let it pass through. It's not like most of the time like a lot of these trauma dumps are very emotional, and like in such an emotional state. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. If you want to help people, like emotions are either useful or not. So sometimes when people get emotional, like that is like you're on the right track. Sometimes when people get emotional, it's like that's the moment you can't really help them. You just have to like let it pass. So yeah. Jen says, well, let me give another explanation. I just can't bring myself to express those feelings because we're not as close of like a relationship and dating or close like immediate family. Half the time, it's just I really feel and see no point. So. So that okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, okay? Like I'm just trying to make sure that like I understand this properly. Are you saying that I hate how this entire like are you saying this like has become like this meme where like it's like I'm trying to trap someone, but that's not what I mean. Like I'm seriously like asking if like I properly understood what you said. But do you mean that you would only like express like the problems that you're dealing with, like like those feelings of like the problems you're dealing with, to people in like people you're either dating or immediate family? Like, do you think that those are the only two groups of people that you would actually like share that with? I'm just curious. Like, not like trying to trap you in something. I'm just like, that's what I read when you say that. I'm just want to make sure that like we're up to that. This chat is 50% serious and 50% weird shit, just like the stream. Let's see. You don't want to be my seller anymore. Well, that leads me to the next bit I was about to say. There are individuals, like therapists and such, who are trained to deal with the dumping. However, most people are not trained to deal with it. And as we covered earlier, they're not in a good place. If they're not in a good place themselves, it can lead to further damage to them too. In other words, the ranting is like drowning a friend, and a person listening is the one who can't swim. Yeah, that's why you should always make sure. That's why I think it's really, really important that you only don't dump unsolicited. It's like, if you need help, be like, hey, can you help me? Like, I'm actually and just be upfront. Like, I just need to defend them. I just need to defend them. Like, hey, I'm dealing with some stuff. Do you want to listen to me? And if people say no, respect that, because they may be going through the same thing as you, or like not, or like something similar as you. So just like, but as long as like the other person is willing to listen, I think that's okay. Because it's like, don't it would be like you're drowning and then like you're forcing this person to like in the water and like save you if they can't swim. But if they can swim and like, hey, I can swim, then like that's okay. I don't know what's going on with the entire seller thing, but I'm just gonna say like, yeah, honestly, just study acting. Just act different roles and like have a conversation with yourself. Okay. All right. So I think that it's time that we can I think it's time that I can actually touch on like the thing which Rahab said about an hour ago. About like he said something like, I'm tired of like I'm tired of sharing my problems with others because I don't need to be supported. I just need solutions. I don't want to have like, yeah, I don't want to have people be like, yeah, man, that's bad. Yeah, that really sucks. Like, I actually want solutions because I know this shit is bad. I just need to have a fucking solution. And I think that like, okay, so like the reason why I brought it up is because I think that's a very important thing in like, how do you like actually help people, like, or like how would you like to be helped, and like what is an important way of like going about people that are having problems and like you want to help them out, like what can help, like what can actually work and what can't work in my experience. And like I think that people can try to be like supportive in the sense of like, oh man, that's bad, that sucks, that's so bad, but and like in some cases that might be useful, but like in other cases like you can say like it really doesn't help because it can actually be quite annoying. It's like I remember especially like around the time that like a lot of people passed away around me, a lot of people close to me passed away, and like it was really a time where like the situation was actually quite funny because people would be like, oh my god, I can't believe this and this and this has happened to you. It's like, well, this is like, well, you know, someone also committed suicide. It's like you just see their mouth drop because there was so much shit going on where like they already couldn't believe like everything that was going on. Then you'd also like drop like, yeah, but like now this thing's happened. They just couldn't believe it. Like they just short circuited and they were like, and like that was kind of funny. Like things were dark. The things are so dark that you just like find humor in that. But regardless of that, it's like I remember that around that time, a lot of people would come around and say like, man, you're so like you're so good in like getting through this. You're so good at picking up the thread and like building up life again. It's like or like going on. You're so good at like going on. It's like I really hated people saying that. I really hated people saying like, hey, you know, you're so good at like, you know, picking up the thread again, going on after like someone died or shit. It's like, what do you expect me to do? It's like I can't stop time. Like even if I wanted to, like I actually really want to turn back time, but I can't do anything but go on. So don't go telling me that like I'm so good for going on because like I'm forced. It's like I can't. I have no choice in this. So like I know that people are like trying to like help you by saying like, oh man, you're so good. It's like, but it doesn't help. And that's the same thing when like if you're dealing with, if you're struggling with something which you can't like fix, and like it's something where like you really want to have a solution to, and like the only thing that people say like, oh man, that sucks for you, dude, that's really bad. It's like at a certain point in time, like you know they're well intended, but like come on, dude, like I don't need to hear that. I know it's bad. Get the fuck out of here. I know this shit is bad. Yeah, like, but you don't get support by getting the solution. Getting the solution really helps you a lot more than just listening. Listening eases the tension temporarily. A solution should stop it entirely. So yeah, like that is something which like I think is really important. Like a really important point where it's like, okay, so how do you appropriately like how can you appropriately help someone? Like this is something which like I don't know the entire solution to, but this is as far as like I've come to right now, and which I think might be important, like might be fun to share. So the thing which I think is really important, first of all, is like one thing which like Rahab mentions is that like the getting solution really helps a lot more than just listening. Listening eases the tension temporarily, but a solution should stop it. So I don't fit. Like, let me see where I start with this. So one thing which I found initially when I wanted to help people is that like I would love to give people advice. Because I was like, hey, you know, something worked for me. I see that you're having problems. I want to help you, so let me tell you what worked for me. And that is something which I honestly think right now is one of the like worst things you can do. Don't really go around giving people advice because it doesn't work, dude. It's actually pretty bad. So the thing which I think is important is that even though like what Rahab says about like listening like eases attention but it's not the final solution, that's true. But I think what's very important is that like listening is a really key thing in the sense of if you want to help someone, don't go about and say like for instance, right? So one thing which I would tell a lot of people is like I loved going around one thing which has been very beneficial to me throughout my life is like working out and swimming. It's like for working out and swimming like a lot of hours a week, about 20 hours a week. Like I always I'm always able to like kind of center myself and be like, okay, you know, I feel good, I feel in shape, I feel like, you know, and during the time that I'm working out, I can like clear my mind, I can like go over things, so I can process things. And if I'm not doing that, I'm gonna be grumpy, I'm not gonna be happy, I'm gonna be really sad, I'm gonna be really upset. So if I do that, my life is gonna be better. If I don't do that, my life is gonna be worse. So if someone is having a bad time, hey, maybe you should try like working out for 20 hours a week because that really works for me. Well, guess what? That doesn't work for everyone. Not everyone's going to be happy with that. So, like, that's something which I think is really important to realize. Like, something that works for you or something that's worked in some situation doesn't work for, like, doesn't mean that's going to work for everyone else. So, I think it's really important to, like, realize that even though very well-intended advice can, first of all, not apply to someone in a situation at all, but secondly, like, it can also just completely miss the point. Like, think of the advice of, like, hey, don't be sad. It's like, technically that is advice. It's like, hey, you know, don't be sad. And it would work if someone was like, if someone was depressed and then they were like not sad anymore, maybe they wouldn't be depressed anymore. Maybe that would work. But guess what? If you're gonna tell someone that's going for a really rough time or is actually depressed, you're gonna tell them, hey, don't be sad. You're like, not only are you giving them something which they can't work with, secondly, you're also just pissing on them. You're just telling them like, hey dude, yeah, like, oh man, you're just telling me all the shit you're going through. Well, guess what? You just shouldn't be sad, dude. You know, all this shit, it's like, that's so rough to you. Like, oh man, like, yeah, you just shouldn't be sad. It's like, what are you making a big deal about? Oh man, like, have your family die? Just don't be sad. It's not a big deal. Don't be sad. It's like, basically, like, not only are you giving them something that they can't work with, you're also like kicking them while they're down, basically. So a lot of times, like, unsolicited advice or just like untailored advice is pretty bad. The thing which I think is really important to start out with is listening. Just listen to what they're saying. And with that, I will just listen to chat, and then we'll get back to like why I think listening is important and like how I think that might be good. Jen says, to make it a bit more clear, I rather at least choose who I can express that to, even choosing which family member, as long as we can both truly be comfortable to do that with one another. Yeah, I think that's really important. I think that may be a really, really important thing, which, yeah, like, I would never say like go and like share your problems with people that you're not comfortable sharing that to. It's like, definitely not. And like, if those are people that you only feel comfortable sharing that to, then yeah, sure, yeah. No, I understand that entirely. For example, I can express how I feel to my brother because he actually want to hear me out, and I want to do the same. But for me, when it comes down to friends, it feels more like friends will not give a damn about how I feel inside. At least that's just a very small part of me. At least that's just a very small part of me which is paranoid with it. So there's two things which I want to say to that. First of all, I say, like, I 100% agree that you should not don't be forced to like, oh man, I got like I should speak with people about my problems that like I don't feel comfortable with. So like, oh, this person that doesn't give a crap about me, I should tell them all my problems. Like, no. It's like, yeah, if it's someone that, always speak with someone you're comfortable with, and also make sure that they're comfortable with you speaking about these things. I think that that's a very important thing. If that's to you, it's just like your family members or like people that you have a close relationship with. Yeah, go for it. Then those are the people around you. And I would never tell you that like yo, you're not speaking to your neighbor about it, you're bad. It's like, no, fuck that. For everyone is like different, and like it's really important that you know your group of people. The second thing which I do want to say is that like when it comes to like when you say like it feels like my friends will not give a damn about it, about how I feel inside, or at least that's a small part of me that's paranoid with it. That sounds a little bit to me like speculation, basically. Like, I don't know your friends, I don't know you, like the way that you interact with your friends and like how that dynamic goes in that sense. But if you've never tried it, like I'm not gonna say like, oh, go give it a shot. But if it's just like an expectation that you have, the thing which I've found is that like people tend to be a lot more willing to listen than, and like a lot more open to people just being human rather than like you would expect. So I'm not saying like, oh, next time you have problems, go see your friends. I wouldn't do that. But it wouldn't be wrong to like tread the waters a little bit. Be like, hey, you know, you could drop like a little bit. Be like, hey, yeah, like that. Sometimes I don't feel all that good, right? Or whatever. You know, there's like a little bit, like just like kind of tread the waters and see like what, like how they respond. And it might be really hard. It might be really hard because like some of my like best friends, like I can talk to them individually very well, but they can't talk to each other very well because they're always memeing about with each other. So like they've expressed, it's like, man, I'd love to speak with like this other friend, but I don't think I can have a serious conversation with them because we're always like memeing on each other, and we're always like, you know, being sarcastic to each other. So like I don't know if I can actually be honest with them. Like even if I want to, I don't know if they would take the hint. And like if that's the case, then that's the case. But like for instance, like one thing which I was always super fucking afraid of was talk about things. For example, like this is different in a sense. So like, but at the same time, like it's sort of similar, but like don't draw a direct correlation sort of thing. But something which like I found is like I always thought like, it was really, really hard to speak with people that I knew from stream or on stream, or let alone other creators basically, about issues I was facing, because I thought that first of all, like on stream, like okay, so like I've literally had streams where like 5 seconds before the stream started I was crying my eyes out, and then like I just like forced myself to be happy because I felt like, hey, the people that are watching me, they have their own shit to deal with. I can't let them see me sad because, you know, that would make them sad, and I don't want to do that. I've also had where like, hey, I would interact with people. I was like, hey, if I now tell them that I'm struggling with something, maybe they're gonna be seeing me as like less like good or like less powerful or less valuable or whatever, and because of that, like they will want to like break off contact with me because I'm not as good as they expected. And those reasons, like basically like when I did come forward and like, you know, brought some things up, like what I found was like it would really quickly cut the wheat from the chaff. I'd be like, woo, you know, some people did turn around to be assholes, and like I'm totally fine like never speaking with them again, because they would only be around because I was doing great and I had good numbers. But like what I found, especially on stream, is like it's made me incredibly comfortable. Like the fact that like I'm able to talk about things. Like I've had streams where like I literally cried on stream and shit. It's like I never thought I'd do that, but like it's helped me a lot, just like speaking with you guys and like hearing from you, like your perspectives, and also like hearing that you guys are like sometimes comfortable with it. Like obviously I'm not going to talk about it every single stream, and obviously I'm not going to bring up everything I'm dealing with, but it like opening up a little bit and then seeing that like it was a slow process over time. It was like, it wasn't like all of a sudden like, oh my god, this is shit I'm dealing with, but it was a slow process, and over time I discovered that, hey, you know, if I talk about something which isn't all that, oh my god, happy new excited new game, but like, hey, you know, today I wasn't all that happy, and then like the chat responded like, man, that was, you know, that's like treading the waters and then discovering that like you guys were open to it actually was like a great experience. So if it's like something you haven't tried, you can try the waters if you want to. If you don't want to, that's totally fine, because it's completely up to you. Like you should be comfortable with it, and you're like the people you engage with should be feel comfortable with it, but it's worth a shot, basically, I'd say. Let me catch up with chat a little bit because it has been a long. Whenever you reach this part of the chat, congratulations and quite well provided discussion. Don't hurt your throat though. Not that I care or anything. Yeah, I should keep on drinking, but I also need to take a piss soon, so probably can't keep on going too long. I get what you're saying about trying out new things that don't work. Let's see. But trying out things that don't work is better than not trying anything at all. Arguably, trying things that don't work will get you closer to the things that do. I think so too. Let's see. Remember the previous voice chat session? Let's see. It's kind of based on past experience. When I express my personal problems to those I used to be friends with, although speculation is not entirely wrong. Well, like, I can fairly understand that, because, like, actually, like, that's also something which, like, I want to do less, because, like, say, like, hey, man, I understand because I've been through something similar. Like, I don't know what you've been through, and I don't know whether that's been similar. So, saying that, like, oh, I understand because I've been through something similar, is kind of like not a great way of like expressing that. But like I would say, like, if you've had like a past experience with the same people, totally understandable. But like if it's like different friends, different people, it's always worth like a try, like just to tread water. Like make sure it's always like treading water, like step by step. Be like, hey, you know, is this like, do I feel right with it? And like if I don't, I can just, you know, step back. But yeah, I'm not sure if sentients have the required parts. What? Let me see. I'm just saying I don't care much about looks, but I need a hole. Damn. I'll have to remove the sentient part from my name then. Let's see. Most of the chat is useless garbage, mainly talking about a female their OnlyFans. Piss cam, dude. That was Xandy, dude. Holy fucking shit. I actually just realized. That actually Xandy almost got the stream. Could have gotten the stream banned. There was like this Framecast 66, the Framecast, the yearly Casino and Michel's Framecast, yearly Framecast, like when we did the like end of the year show last year with Sandy and Joey as a guest, and we did like the awards. And during the award ceremony, basically like Sandy had to take a piss, and Sandy just like walked off and took his camera with him. I don't know how he did that, but he took his camera with him, and he took his camera as he went to the toilet and just like took a piss. And like I didn't realize it at the time, and like halfway through I was like, oh man, Sandy's on the toilet. But like he was very careful to like, you know, make it like move the camera sensibly, but like let's say that like some accident would have happened, then that could have been bad with the stream. Look at like what they did with the dock. Damn. I do know streamers who literally continue to stream on their phone as they went to the toilet. Damn. Yeah, that's not a place I'd go to, dude. I've learned from the dock, that's not a place you stream. That is not a place you stream. But yeah, I just want to judge your bathroom decor, to be honest. Damn, dude. Oh man. So let's briefly touch on like the listening thing, because like I mentioned that, where it's like, hey, you know, if you want to help someone, advise another way to go. Listen, because I think that what's very important when it comes to listening is that, first of all, a lot of times like it can already really help someone, just like let them collect their thoughts and like put it forward. But at the same time, like there is also a certain way of listening which can, like, if you want to help someone, like something which like I really try to do when it comes to listening is or like when it comes to like trying to help someone is, first of all, like I really want to listen and like understand where like their point of view. And I think that this is really important, especially like when you're like engaging with someone, even like a conversation, like a discussion or something. It's like, get into their head, like not into like get into their head and start messing around, but like understand where they're coming from, because you know you're speaking from a certain point of view. I'm speaking right now to you from my point of view, but I don't know what like all of your point of views are. Like if I bring up my like something which like seems logical to me, that might not seem logical to you. So the thing which I will always try to do is like try and understand, like, what do you mean? What do you mean with this? What like I want to shape. Like, I want to get an idea of, like, what your world is like. So that means that, like, if they bring something up where it's like, hey, you know, for instance, if Jin says, like, hey, you know, like, I think it's a waste of time to, like, yeah, like, for instance, Jin just said, like, I think it's a waste of time to, like, speak with, people, like, speak with, like, my friends about, like, my problems. I think it's a waste of time. It's like, if I didn't listen, I could just be like, hey, you know, like, I don't think it's a waste of time, because like I always speak with my friends and like I actually get some really good shit out of that, you know, like, so it's absolutely not a waste of time. But like that doesn't really address like what he meant. So like instead of that, like you ask, it's like, okay, so what do you mean? Like what, like what, like not like you could ask like what do you mean, or it's like why, like why do you think it's a waste of time to like speak with friends about your problems? So with that, like we go into like, first of all, like I want to understand like what exactly is the waste of time, because then we got into like, well, you know, I think Rahab offered us like, hey, you know, if you like go around in circles, basically, it's like the moment like they have no, or like they can't help you. Was that Rahab or was it Jin? I'm not quite sure. One of you guys said it. It's like, if you're speaking with someone that can't help you, it's a waste of time, because you know you'll just go around in circles. Or like or maybe I added the go around, but like the moment it comes around, yeah, going around in circles, that's a waste of time. But maybe not the early part. So then, like, we already, like, breaking that down. But then it comes down to, like, well, you know, we come down to, like, well, I've had, like, maybe some bad experiences, or, like, I don't feel like I can engage with my friends about that. It's like, at that point in time, you know, like you're starting to, like, break down more and more. So, like, where is the actual problem? Like, where is the thing that I'm trying to understand, right? I believe Tyrannis said it, yeah, I think so, too. You guys started like you guys talked like all very good points, and then like I just kind of like, you know, went off that, and like we've been talking about this for a long time now. But I think that is something which is really important, where it's like, hey, you know, try to understand like what do people mean when they say something, and like some people were like I've recently spoken with some people about stuff, and like one thing which like I hope that they don't like hate me too much for, is that like I would ask a lot of questions, and like I'll not layer questions. I'll just be like, hey, if you give me something which I think is interesting or I don't really understand, I'll be like, okay, so what do you mean by this? What do you mean by that? And like I'm trying to like paint my world, paint in like what is your understanding, like where are you coming from? So not only does that mean like you're trying to like understand like what do you guys mean with this? What do you mean with this? But you're also like trying to like understand something that really hurts. So for instance, like let's say that someone says, like, hey, you know, what would be a good thing? What would be a good thing? It's like, like let's say someone would come up to you and say like, man, I feel absolutely worthless. It's like, I know that for a lot of people, like their instant thing would be to be like, man, you're not worthless, you cool. It's like, that's kind of what you want to say, because you're like, hey man, you're very you're very worthwhile to me, right? And I want you to feel that, so I'm going to tell you you're worthwhile a lot. But if you've ever like felt a certain way and people would come up to you and say like, man, no, that's not right, you're really good, it's like you don't buy that. You will never buy that, because like you just know they're trying to say that to cheer you up. You don't buy that. So that's not a really good way to listen. So like, not only do you want to like listen in a way where you're like, okay, like let me like paint your world and like understand like what do you mean by this thing that you just said, you also just want to like understand why do they feel this way. So instead of like when someone says to you like, hey man, I feel like I'm worthless, it's like, why do you feel worthless? It's like, don't be like, oh man, you're worthwhile so much. It's like, no, why do you feel that way? Because we're not trying to blanket like throw around like, oh man, you're worthless. Boom, there's a sticker. You're worthwhile. It's like that's not the problem, man. That's not the thing that we want to fix. We don't want to fix like, I mean, eventually it will be nice to fix like, oh, I feel worthless into like I feel worthwhile. But that's not the problem, because feeling worthless has an origin somewhere. And we want to understand where that origin comes from. We want to understand where that goes to. So like that's most of the time, like we want to paint the world. We also like don't want to like, you know, slap around like, oh man, that feels wrong. No, it's like, okay, this is the way you feel. So like let's assume that this is the case. Like let's assume this as reality right now, because for that person that is reality. So we're gonna like paint it and we're gonna understand like how is this reality constructed? Where does this come from? We want to understand the structure before we try and like do anything with it. Here comes like another part when it comes with listening. Is like when it comes to listening and it comes to like with like painting the world and also like trying to understand like assuming the reality of the other person. It's like you can't already like try and like nudge the snares a little bit, where it's like, hey, you know, you don't just want to be listening and be like, yeah man, that sucks so much, yeah, that's horrible. You also want to be like trying to help them in a little way. And like, how do you help them the best way? It's like one of the best ways I've found a lot of times is like trying to nudge the snares a little bit in like, okay, you're telling me this, but why do you think this way? Not like, hey, in an exploratory way, but also like, hey, you say that, for instance, what would be a good one? What would be a good one? I can't really come up with a great example right now, but like, you can often like challenge people by asking them, okay, so you just said that, or for instance, so like, let's say that someone says like, well, this person is a really good friend to me, even though like that person is actually like quite toxic, but like every single time I like go to that person, I always feel really anxious and I dread it. So like you can be like, okay, yeah, I understand this person is very valuable to you and you like going there, and you can be like, oh yeah, so like if you go there you dread it. So like, hey man, like I'm noticing that like you really appreciate this person because they've been in your life a lot, and like they've had a very prominent place. But at the same time, like I'm hearing that like when you sit like you tell me that you always dread going to them. Like how do you understand that? Do you know how that works? Or I would actually say like, how do you understand that? I think it's always good to like not ask a question which is like yes or no, but it's like, how do you understand that? Like, why do you think that might be the case? Because like that's kind of like nudging the snares a little bit. It's like, hey, you know, I'm noticing something which like might be might be like, hey, you know, might be a thing where we help you, but instead of like trying to be like, hey dude, like you're just saying that like, you know, you dread going to them but you love them, no, that person's bad to you, like then you're spelling it out to them and like you're kind of like forcing them like to like, you're not cooperating with them, you're just kind of like, this is the solution. Like that oftentimes doesn't really work. But like for listening and be like, hey, you know, asking good strategic questions, you can kind of like be like, hey, you know, what do you like, how do you think about this? And then like a lot of times I can get them to think and be like, because a lot of people assume that the other side is stupid. The other side isn't stupid, right? Everyone thinks they're smart and the rest is stupid, right? So also have faith in the other person's ability to like make connections and be like, hey, you know, yeah, that's true. I haven't really thought of that. Like, why do I dread going to that place if I appreciate it? Well, maybe it's because, you know, they kind of make me feel uneasy. It's like, so how do they make you feel uneasy? And then like, you know, you have another step where you can go into. So those are things where like you can go into. And that's a really good step with listening. Now, I think listening is something which is very fun. Like actually I want to like those are the three steps which I think are very good with those are the three steps which I think are very good with listening. Let me like get to Rahab and then like like speak more. Yes, Misha wrote me a few paragraphs once. I should clarify, listening is a very valuable thing, as it helps you do what I said earlier, to tailor your advice/help to the individuals on a case-by-case basis. But it's a balance. Simply shoving prepackaged advice onto people regardless of their circumstances is not helpful. But on the flip side, simply listening won't make someone's problems go away. Furthermore, this is a gradient where someone might, yeah, it's definitely also like dependent on like other people, on like the different situations. Good health mentally and physically is achieved with balance, so different people will need different weights. Yep, definitely. Honestly, when people say to me I suck or I hate myself, my first response is, why do you think that? Because that actually helps you find the root cause of those feelings and resolve them if you can. Yes, absolutely. So the thing is, like, listening isn't like the entire thing. As Rahab says, it's like it's a balance. Sometimes you need people to like get your ass in gear, right? And you have to be much quicker to be like, hey, okay, so I think that right now we need to find a solution to you, or right now we need to like go for this. Sometimes you just need to listen a little bit more, and sometimes like when you listen, it's like at a certain point in time when you feel like you have a clear enough picture, like a lot of times, like this is something where you need to get a feeling for, and this is something where like a lot of times, like I feel like it comes naturally, where like at a certain point in time, like you probably hit the snare, you probably hit like the root, you found the root, and if you found the root, a lot of times people will get emotional. it's so weird, but like a lot of times, like if you're on the right path, like, and if you get to like the core thing, people get emotional because you get to the point, and you get to the thing which is the big problem they're facing, and a lot of times that's the thing that they're not really like. They haven't really focused on all that much, or like it's a lot of times like hidden by like a lot of like tangents. At the moment you expose that, or like you get to that, and like it triggers like some emotion in them, and like at that point in time it's like you're there. And at that point in time, like it really depends on the situation and it depends on the person a lot. Sometimes like it just like some people just need to like be listened to and like let the emotions flow, and then just like they feel like they've like passed something. And that will help them for that point in time. Like you can't do everything in one sitting, basically. You can never do anything in one sitting, or hardly anything in one sitting. But also, like, some people may just need to. So some people just need you to listen. Some people may need to like have some actionable advice at a certain point in time. So sometimes it's like, hey, at that point in time, it's like if you feel like, hey, we've hit like the root of this, it's like, okay. At that point in time, if you have a very like at that point in time, like. It's actually the time for action most of the time, and like at that point in time it's like the time for action. Like action can consist of various different things. It can be like, hey, we need to figure out more of this. Most of the time you already know like most about it, but like it can be a lot of times like if you think that you can like help them, if you think that you have a clear enough picture, like, hey, this is something which you need, it's a lot of times where I'm like, okay, so would you mind hearing what I think? And like at that point in time, like you can express what you think, and express what you think might be a good solution, like always based on like what you say. It's like, well, I hear that you say this, and I hear that you say this, and because of that, like I think that this might be a good idea. However, that assessment is super like how hard you go in that, and like how like actionable you make that. It really depends on the situation, and it also depends on your expertise and how confident you are in this. Like sometimes there's situations where I say, well, I would feel that like this might be a good thing, but I'm not really an expert on this. Like I hate this idea of like you have to be an expert on something, but like it might be like, hey, I don't really feel all that confident in saying that like you should do this, because I think that for me this worked. It might work for you, but I don't know, because this is something where like I'm not very like confident in my assessment in. You might like need some help from someone who knows more about this, or you might need some help from someone who is is actually like they're a professional. Sometimes you may need a professional help, and I think that for a lot of people, like professional help sounds like a lot like worse or like more heavy than like it is. Like it sounds like going to the hospital. Maybe, oh man, I gotta go to the hospital. You gotta get professional help. But a lot of time, like actually, like it can be really really useful, and it should actually be like there should be a lower threshold on it. I think it should be like a lot more accessible and open to people. Where it's like, hey man, I'm just gonna go get some professional help. It's like the professional help sounds so bad in a sense, but sometimes like the best advice like you can give to some people is like, hey man, I think that this sounds rather serious, and I think it would be really good for you to like seek some professional help. I think that would be fantastic. That would really fit you very well in your situation. And I think it would be good if you find like professional help that can like that you feel comfortable with, and that's a good fit for you. That you tell them this as well, and that they will be able to help you, because sometimes like you don't know how to help them, but sometimes you do, and then at that point in time, that's the way you help them. Also, I don't know like what else to say on this. I think that's kind of like the end of this topic. But yeah, mental health still has a lot of the stigma, and people are often worried about being viewed through the lens of mentally ill, thanks to the misinformation and bad stereotyping around it. Yeah, I think that there's also something which comes around to people not wanting to bother other people, which like why they keep it quiet, and then like they're like, oh, I can fix this myself, and then taking too much on themselves, and then thinking that they can fix it. And I am part of that too. And yeah, so yeah, it's something. It is something indeed. But yeah, we've been going on for a long time about this for now. We didn't really talk about like the plans for this year or go back to last year all that much. Man, the amount of people that I've seen say that about trade professional drives me insane. It's their job. Yeah, but people have this really weird thing, or like this really interesting thing where like they don't want to bother people. And honestly, like, it kind of drives me insane a little bit how much people feel that way. Okay, the thing that actually like gets me the most when people say that like, hey, I don't want to discuss this, or like I don't feel like, you know, people probably may not like having me around or something, or I don't want to bother people, right? It's like the reason why that shit hurts or like hits me so close is because I understand how they feel, but at the same time, I don't want like fuck. It's like I know 100% to my core that if you have a problem and like, you know, you want to talk about that, or hey, you know, if you're just being around, you're just, you know, being yourself, I will never have a problem with it. You're not bothering me at all. I really appreciate it. I actually super appreciate it. It's like I actually appreciate it if like, you know, you feel comfortable enough to come around and just like, you know, talk about something with me and like you know, talk about the things you're facing. Like you're never bothering me. It's like I don't want my close friends to feel like they're bothering me if they're, you know, if they share the things they're facing. But at the same time, while I know that to my core, I don't want to bother people. I know that mindset because I don't want to bother people. I don't want to bring down their mood. That is the shit why it gets me so hard, because I can see, like, if I hear people say that, it gets me so fucking hard because I understand where they come from, and I understand it for myself, and I know to my core that I'm like, listen, you won't bother me. You won't bother your friends. I know that because, you know, that's the way people are. But I also know it's, oh man, it's such a weird situation. But yeah, do you think a professional help could potentially create a delusional state where every time you arrive, or say the psychologist, you're only reminded of having something wrong with you, eroding the improvement? Let's see. Do you think professional could potentially create a delusional state where every time you arrive, or say, the psychologist, you're only reminded of having? Okay, so like, it creates a delusional state where every single time you get there, like it reminds you like, oh, something's wrong with me. It's like basically like you're going to the hospital, and because you're going to the hospital, it's like, oh man, so something's wrong with me, so I must hurt somewhere. It depends on the situation, because like I have seen situation where people are like getting help where like this lasts for so long, and like it like there's like such a weird trajectory of improvement that I'm like, this doesn't really make sense. I think at that point in time you're not having the right fit. I think that I have also seen cases where if this therapy is done right, and I don't have that much exposure with it, I must admit, but like if it's done right, like it doesn't feel like you are having a problem. It's more like you're having someone help you, and you're both creating like a very good like actionable plan to like solve like you're actually like solving things. Like most of the time, like that's also like goes into like the territory of coaching and not so much into like therapy, but it's like most of the time like professionals will be geared towards like helping your situation out and like fix things, and it's not so much like, oh, I'm having a problem, so that's why I'm going there. But that might be viewed by people like that. I don't have enough experience to like tell you that. I just got to the point of ignoring that stereotype, heard it way too much. That's part let's see. As part of the stigma, it's created more by perception of the practice rather than the practice itself. We don't tend to think of a checkup at the dentist like that. Then there's also the fear of losing the way you feel, no matter how bad it feels. Oh, that is a big one. There is like, oh my god, some people like this is something which like people don't really like isn't discussed all that much. But the thing that, like, it's sometimes more comfortable to be in pain than to improve the pain. Because in order to improve the pain, you might have to just, like, go through harsher pain to then fix it. Or you have to go into something new where, like, you don't even know whether you're going to have more pain or less pain. So, like, the way that I'm right now is good. I know that. So people are more comfortable with the things they know than the things that might be better. That's such a big one. It's important to talk about, actually. In many cases, if the mental problem is severe enough, it can cause the individual to feel that their identity is attached to the problem itself. Yep. Does that cause anxiety over getting help because it feels like they metaphorically are putting an end to themselves? Exactly. Don't remind me of that, Brad. Plus the possibility of forgetting who they were before so that they don't really know where to go after that. I mean, like, especially, like, also, even if you fix a problem, like, it might be like, oh, man, you know, if this is fixed now, like, let's say that, let's say, for instance, that, okay, so let's put this in, like, simpler terms. So, like, let's make an analogy, which is, like, easier to understand. So let's say that I can't go to university because I don't have any money, right? So, like, I'm an 18-year-old and I don't have any money, so I can't go to university. So what I do is I go and work at McDonald's, because that's the only job there is, basically. Like, I barely make enough money to, like, get by, and because of that, I can't go to university. Even though, like, my parents called me a genius, I was a genius in my class, I can't go to university because I don't have the money, right? So, like, I'm working, like, at McDonald's. I can never make the money to go into university, so, like, you know, I can't go into depth in this situation, so, like, you know, I just live my life. I'm like, oh my god, my life sucks because I can't go into university, but, like, I can't do anything about it because, you know, this shit just sucks, I don't make enough money, so, you know, this is what it's gonna be. Now, let's say, like, we solved that problem. Like, all of a sudden, like, here you go. There you have $2 million or something. Now you can go to university. Now, there's a problem now. Like, we fixed the problem of, like, not having enough money. Now, you, as a genius, can go into university. But maybe this happened, like, 5 years later, or 6 years later, or 10 years later. So now, like, when you were, like, the 18-year-old, like, genius kid that went into university, now all of a sudden, like, you know, you're 26 or something, 28. Let's say you're 28, and, like, now you're in class with, like, 18-year-olds, and, like, your fellow, like you look at Facebook and you look at, like, your fellow 18-year-olds at the time back then, like, your fellow classmates, and, like, they've, like, one of them has gone on to, like, be a CEO of some big company because he finished university, like, 10 years, or, like, 8 years or 6 years, whatever years earlier, and now has a good position. Now you're like, man, I used to be a genius, but now I'm just so falling behind, man. Like, I'm a failure. It's like that thing, like that feeling of being a failure. Like, no, I'm no longer the genius that was ahead of everyone. Now I'm behind the curve. That can actually hurt more than being like, I'm a genius, but I don't have any money, right? So a lot of times people don't want that, and, like, that's also, like, when it comes down to, like, hey, you know, this thing where it's like forgetting, like, you know, this attachment to, like, the issue that you have. Yeah, that is that is something which is actually, like, pretty well. Plus, there are those types of people who never go to therapy based on either a bad past experience or they've tried it and felt like it actually never helped. I think that's, like, the good fit of, like, the therapist is a pretty important thing, which, like, isn't really discussed all that much. This is why, unfortunately, psychology isn't entirely fully realized yet, so there's a lot of personal opinion on the matter. Yep. Let's see, a problem that's unfortunately way too common. I've seen it where not only did they have it as an identity, but their family also considered psychology as worthless, and they just needed to toughen up. Don't get me started to toughen up bullshit. Glorified misery. Yeah, so. Oh man, oh man, oh man. What a stream, dude. Let's see, what I mean by bad past experiences based on the therapist, I believe. Yeah, like, I've heard that as well. Like, we can have, like, a bad role with therapists, and I believe that that's, like, the entirety of mental health treatment. And that's, like, goodness of fit. Sometimes you need to have a better, like, fit. But anyway, like, that was goddamn, dude. So we didn't end up talking about, like, last year or the upcoming year. I guess tomorrow we're probably gonna do a Halo 5. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Maybe this week we're going to do some Warframe, but we'll talk about that at the start of that stream. I don't really want to get into that now because now we're already almost 3 hours into this, and I don't want to be talking about like all this stuff like, oh my god, what's going to happen, all that sort of stuff, because like that's not the time and place for it now. But yeah, it really comes down to the mental framing people have towards the definition of a good life, where many people believe suffering is how you measure the quality of existence. It's so fucked up. This does remind me of the protagonist of Cry of Fear. It might be horror, but it's free and it's very psychological. We'll play it at some point. We'll play it at some point in time. Finish Halo 5 and now watch that fit of Cortana dealing with the grave mine. Yeah, I can't wait, dude. I can't wait. And then we also have Infinite to play, dude. We also have Infinite to play. But yeah, that will be coming up soon. Now, though, I will have to end because it is, we're almost 3 hours in. And honestly, I've had a really big blast. If this is going to be the way that the rest of the streams are going to go, fucking fantastic, dude. So yeah, good year coming up. More videos are going to be coming out soon. Actually, yeah, a quick cap of the year ahead. Yeah, like I don't know, like there are some things which I wanted to discuss today or like bring up today. Like videos are going to be starting up next week. I'm having a new schedule where basically if you are subscribed to the channel or you're like part of the Patreon, there will be early access via Discord. Like I'll make videos, like basically like what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be making videos a week in advance and like posting them unlisted in like a sub-only Discord channel, so that like if you're a Patreon or like subscribe to the channel, you can see them early. The reason why I'm doing this is not necessarily because like I want to be like, oh, exclusive content basically, but because I want to like, I've only made 40 videos last week or last year. Last week would be insane, but like last year I've only made 40 or so videos on both like channels and like 151 streams, which are on like the Stream Archive channel, so that counts basically as 151 videos, but not really. So I want to like kind of like toughen myself up, where it's like, well, toughen up is a really bad choice of words now, but I want to set myself more closely to like I want to schedule things better. So like I want to make sure like, hey, a week ahead of time, like I can schedule this and be like, no, this needs to be done. If I go a little bit over time, like I still have like a couple days to like fix it, and then like being able to like, hey, I'll throw it in like a what's called early access like stream, like basically that kind of like forcing me to be like more in tune with it. Basically nothing will change for like most of you or like for everyone, because like it will just release more at like more consistent dates, but that means that right now I'm making videos and they'll be done throughout this week and I'll throw them up in like the sub channel, and then like they'll be out next week, and from next week onward it should just be a consistent stream of videos. So yeah. But yeah, that's what I meant. Didn't really phrase it well, but due to the lack of uniformity in psychology, it can lead to very different approaches and views on how to solve issues. It's starting to become more organized, like in physical medicine, but there's a lot of gray areas in sense. Yep. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys appreciate the stream. I hope you guys had fun. I really had a good fun time, like talking about a whole bunch of stuff. Tomorrow Halo 5, and then we're gonna go on with the rest of the streams. Maybe like I will consider introducing like one of these like you know, what's it called, like opening up the Discord channel. I have been logged in the Discord thing, but like I want to set it up better, because like one of the things to discover, like I love how we just like have tangents where we go on to, and like we just hit like go around all like everywhere. But like one thing which I do notice is like, because it's with chat, like I'll go on a topic and like can't really finish it because I have to go down and check up with chat and then like, you know, go back and all that sort of stuff. So I think like it would be cooler, it would also be cool in a sense to like do this one-on-one sort of thing. Like we can like bring topics and like talk with people sort of thing, like one-on-one in like Discord, in the Discord floors, and then like it will be better to like focus a conversation around something and like close off topics and move on. But yeah, hopefully not a heavy topic next stream. I don't think so. I don't think so. You know, 50% like serious, 50% not serious. We already had a serious moment for like this week, this month, this year. So it's gonna be bearers butt plugs and all that sort of shit like next time. That's for sure. Let's see. Yeah, probably got a good idea to take a breather for the next one. Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. Like, dude, like my streams, like I don't want my streams to like. You do need a tangent emote. I absolutely do need a tangent emote. We're gonna be looking into emotes for sure, and like a tangent is 100% one that we need. But yeah, like right now, like it's just like this is why like I actually think it might be like, I don't know, like I need to figure out like how to grapple with like how to do this most effectively, because I also love like everyone's input right now. But I think like heavy topics may be also great to like do in this like format where it's like, hey, you know, someone brings up a topic and like we start talking about it, like one-on-one, because like then you have like this kind of podcast stuff format where like basically people can still chime in with chat, but like we can more quickly wrap things up, because now we got stuck in like the listening thing or something. got brought up way earlier, and then like like a half an hour or an hour later only we could talk about it because, you know, we got gone so many tangents and like, you know, what a stream to start out with. Gotta be more fun tomorrow because we're gonna be playing Halo. I'm really looking forward to that. Halo 5 and then Halo Infinite. Oh my god, I'm so excited about that. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. If you still have any, like, I'm gonna be tomorrow recording a 2021 year review video. If you have any questions that you want me to address in a video format, throw it in there. It's gonna be more relaxed for sure, unless Master Chief is gonna get into some real trouble, and I'm gonna be like, ooh, dancing my butt cheeks. I don't think I will, because Master Chief is strong, but who knows? Who knows? Halo's not so deep. We're good. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Perhaps saying Halo is shallow. Halo shallow as fuck. Francois coming in with a raid. God damn, dude. We just about to be closing up, dude. Holy fuck. What's up, Best Flight? How's it going? Francois, how's it going? Holy shit. Okay. I guess we can do it one more time. Let's go. We can still play this. I can play this with no problems because I got a Monster Cat license. Woo! I'm so happy, dude. I can play this. No DMCA. No fucking problems. And it's epic. It's fucking epic. Woo! I hope you had a great stream, dude. I hope you had an awesome fucking stream. I hope you guys are doing great. Everyone that came into with Francois' community, welcome. Welcome to the end of the stream. I guess, my name is Michel. I just did a 3-hour Just Chatting stream. I hope you guys are doing good. I hope, like, wherever you're coming from right now. We're here. It is almost, what is it? 22, it's 22:20. Fuck, how do I say this? It's 10 p.m. 20 minutes. We're coming here from Amsterdam. Where are you coming from? I hope you guys are having a lovely evening. If it's evening for you, maybe it's not evening for you. Maybe it's like 10 p.m. Maybe it's like 10 a.m. I don't know. I hope you guys having a great Monday. I hope you have a fantastic New Year. And yeah, let's just go and enjoy this crab rave while we go and like look for someone to maybe go to, I guess. And Deadlands as well. Slenderman. Fuck yeah. Fantastic country you're coming from. I love it. But yeah, let's see if someone is what people are up to. Do you speak Dutch? Yes, I do. Oh, we have a great person streaming right now. We have Asen Faticalities, or Asen streaming right now. Let's go over to him, dude. Asen is a really cool person. He is like fantastic at playing Apex, by the way. He is fucking good, dude. He's like one of the best gamers I've ever seen. At the same time, also, like he is also really big into game development. He's like working on his own game. He's like it's so fucking cool. And he's just started streaming. He's like trying to make affiliate, which is really fucking cool. And like I kind of want to like go out and, you know, see if we can if we can help out. He's doing Apex a little bit, but he's now playing Metro 2033. Like, he also wants to try other games because, like, you know, he's played Apex. Dude, like, he actually has a video on this. Like he does videos where basically, let me pause this right here. He has, like, this video compilation where, like, he goes into, like, other, he just comes across, like, other streamers. Like, just streamers. Like, he isn't really a streamer. He just started to pick up streaming. Like, basically, like, he just kills people. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, shit, that person was a streamer. And he goes to his streamer, like, all these people are like, oh, my God, this guy's, like, he's like, aimbotting and shit. It is so funny because, like, I know the guy's legit because I've played some I've played some like matches with him. He's fucking cool. So yeah, let's go over to him, say hi to him, and yeah, if you enjoy his content, like, give him a follow if you enjoy it. Let's go out with a banger. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a great rest of 2022. There will be many more streams to go through, and yeah, I will see you guys around. Say hi to Asen, and I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow for Halo 5. It's just so good, dude.